From Mohawk Valley with love. I know you cannot see it, but we're going to be doing our best. We're bringing you the broadcast on radio for reasons that cannot be told. Alongside Matt Becker, I'm Leo Schaefer. And Matt, we both made it to Mohawk Valley. We took the 45-minute drive against Oneonta.
Well, seeing how it went yesterday for Mohawk Valley, I'm expecting them to come out with superb defense. They lost 11-3 yesterday, and it was just not an ideal game for them. They didn't really get a lot of hits, so I expect them to have a lot of firepower, coming out hot. Their defense, they need a 1-2-3 inning, and then they need to go up there and start hitting.
That says a lot about every baseball team. Every baseball team should have that mentality, so
yep.
Pretty much standard. Mohawk Valley, they also lost to Albany Athletics, not to be confused with the Albany Baseball Club, the former PGCBL team.
No,
Albany Athletics.
This was an exhibition game.
An exhibition game, yes.
11-10. I don't really know if maybe they put a pitcher in that they weren't going to use because it was exhibition, and he kind of fumbled the bag a little bit. Not really sure what went on in that game, but nonetheless, it's a loss, and it just doesn't look good. It quite frankly doesn't. So they're going to have to do a little bit better today. First official win of the season.
Game's just about underway. Luke Filippi leading off for the Amsterdam Mohawks. Filippi in center field.
We've been bouncing around with that name a couple times. So we heard Filippi, then he just said Filippi. So we're going to get confirmation on that at some point.
If you guys are interested in more wacky names, stay tuned till later in the lineup.
Yes. Just wait till we try and pronounce Mohawk Valley.
Here's the first pitch. A little off, 1-0 count.
So today for Mohawk Valley, we have Jack Montaigne on the bump today.
For 3 with a walk last game. An offering is a strike, 1-1.
Quickly, as fast as I can, I'll go through the Mohawks lineup for your viewers. We have Filippi, McCrane, Ladoff, Holcraft, Touchstone, Long, Harriel, Walker, Younghens, and Harden.
What stands out to you about that lineup?
It's very similar to yesterday.
Just a few position changes, right?
Yep.
Next pitch, not on the zone, 2-1.
I like how Sebastian Harden's getting to be EH today, so he's just going to focus on hitting. He was very solid in the field yesterday, and he got the bunt signal put on yesterday, so we'll see.
Jake Long in left field. Bray Touchstone will be DH. Filippi grounds that foul, 2-2.
I don't know what is going on with their audio system, but it's not working. So, if you hear this, I apologize.
If you hear this, it's out. Another base running error for Amsterdam.
Well, I think the Mohawks are going to be running tomorrow after that. That sets the tone for the game.
I think they were running today. 3 base running errors last game, and this is not even a turf field. This is a dirt and grass field, so a pretty embarrassing start on the base path for the Mohawks.
Yeah, and it's the first runner of the game. You want to set the tone better.
First pitch to McCrane, lifted into left field. Calabrese makes the catch, 2 away.
I think he got that off the inside just a tad, didn't hit the barrel. You didn't really hear that nice, perfect crack. He sent it on a pretty good ride, but it was definitely off the inside. He's seeing the ball well, though.
McCrane very aggressive in his first game, and I like to see that he's keeping that same mentality for his second.
Yep.
Now here's a guy who should be aggressive during his limited time, Cade Ladoff.
You got it right.
We got pronunciations
Ladoff.
last night.
Yep.
We pronounced it Ladoff. It's supposed to be Ladoff. First pitch is a strike.
Yeah, so the PA announcer said, we've heard everything. So I think we heard 3 variations. We heard Ladoff, and now the PA announcer here just said Ladoff. So I guess you can go multiple ways. Here's the next pitch.
High fly ball, center field. Racing in on it and making the catch for Mohawk Valley is Hart.
Yep.
And a 1-2-3 inning for Amsterdam. Let's see if the defense can win championships. Welcome back from Mohawk Valley, and we have a very special Mohawks debut at starting pitcher Andy Kai from Taiwan, making his first appearance in the red and black.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it's not at home in front of the home crowd, but an away start should do the trick.
You know where he's also from? Next to us.
He also resides in Harmony Village, yes. We figured that out last night. Glad we have some neighbors on the team. First pitch by Kai to Calabrese is outside, ball one. John Calabrese in left field attended Poly Prep High School in Brooklyn, New York. Fun fact, I played against him in high school.
That's awesome.
Not awesome when they beat us 2 times.
Ooh.
Second pitch is inside, ball 2.
I'm going to quickly go over the Diamond Dogs lineup. We have Calabrese, Sanchez, Hart, Calabrese, oh God, Olsheiger, Hawk, Hurd, Sorice, and Stoney.
The DH, we might be pronouncing his last name wrong. Just a PSA for the viewers back at home, as Kai's pitch is high, 3-0.
I'll tell you what, he throws fast. That is some true heat right there.
He throws fast, but can he throw inside the zone?
Well, we'll see the next pitch.
Yeah. We've only gotten a small sample size of Andy Kai. Next pitch, inside, a 4-pitch walk for Calabrese.
Yeah, well, there were 2 pitches that were a little bit close, and I think he wanted them, but you know what? It's only the first inning. He looks like he's right around the plate, which is not bad. It'd be different if he was going and spiking it. So, obviously, you don't want a 4-pitch walk to start, but this is the big one right here. You want to bounce back here. Maybe get a double play ball, pitch him down low.
Maybe throw the DP ball, which, if you know, that's right. That's a little low, right?
It is. Change up. There it is.
It was a little low, but a bit too low. 1-0 count to Edwin Sanchez, who's in right field.
Yeah, nice change up right there. He looks really solid at the mound.
He looks confident, but
yeah, very confident.
He looks really confident, which I'm surprised about. As a pitcher, if I throw 5 straight balls, I would not be confident at all, as the pickoff to first was slow and ineffective.
Well, you know, he has his stuff. He's been doing it for years. I never had my stuff, so I'd be up there, and if I threw 5 straight balls, I would just probably walk off the mound.
If I threw 5 straight balls, I'd just start hitting batters, praying for a swing.
Yep. So now 6 straight balls, so
2-0 count on Sanchez.
You can take this one of 2 ways if you're Mohawk Valley. You can expect to have a meaty fastball right here and swing out of your shoes, or you can give the take sign. After being down 11-3 yesterday, you might want to swing, honestly.
It doesn't hurt. Swinging the bat kind of wins you games, so let's see. 3-0 count.
They're going to make him throw a strike here, and that's ball 3.
7 pitches, 7 balls for Andy Kai.
Might see Zach Breen come out after this pitch, depending on where it lands.
A little ease on Kai, his first summer ball game in the States. Long way from home, but he's built a family here in Amsterdam. 3-0. That's high and in the zone. Strike 1, his first strike of the game.
You know, that pitch had a pretty good amount of movement on it for a fastball. That is a really good pitch.
It was a good pitch, but the third base coach, what I just realized was giving the take sign, which you do give on 3-0.
Yep.
Another pitch. Inside the zone. Full count now. 3-2.
Thought he called it a ball for a second. This umpire likes to say the word strike and then give the signal.
From the third base line, it looked a bit outside, but then again, we forgot to tell you guys.
We're in a bad spot.
Yeah. Next pitch foul, then we'll go into the stands.
Over
the stands, actually.
Anybody want to get it? I see some kids chasing after it. A lot of kids here today. What's it? Today's Friday, right? Today's Friday. Yep.
I think it's a little league game for Mohawk Valley.
That's awesome.
They do. Amsterdam does it a lot too, but this is one of those nights for Mohawk Valley. Another chance. 3-2 count. The pitch, ripped. Inner right center field. That is playable. And making the catch is Felipe, 1 away.
That's a big sigh of relief for Andy Kai right there. Weak contact in the air to center, and the defense backs him up. So he was down 3-0, and he worked the count back to, don't want to say in his favor, but as much as you possibly can. And good piece of hitting right there, but not enough.
2 more outs to go for Kai to get out of his first inning.
Oh, my God, a helicopter.
Amazing distraction. First pitch by Kai to Caden Hart is up and away, 1-0.
Caden Hart is not cousins or brothers or anything with Josh Hart or Kevin Hart. None of them. They're not related.
Matt, did I ever mean to tell you, Hart is a very common last name. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. Not in time. Absolute laser on that play by Wes Walker. Unfortunately, Calabrese is very speedy.
Yeah, really fast, and he was running till his heart dropped.
A threat on the base paths. He's also at Bucknell University.
What's going on here?
Seems like an issue with the plate.
You know, I think Spagnola might be arguing for either umpire interference or something along the lines of that. Maybe batter's interference, maybe something we missed, maybe a little bit of contact on that throw. Maybe the batter didn't get out of the way.
It was not a perfect throw, but an absolute laser by Wes Walker. Surprised that he didn't get there on time. Next pitch in the zone, strike 2.
Good pitch right there.
Andy Kai, his first pitcher's count of the game is a 1-2 with 1 out to Caden Hart.
Runner in scoring position, and yesterday they had trouble with that.
Let's see if those troubles come to Mohawk Valley. The pitch is fouled, and hopefully that did not hit my car because I parked right by where it landed.
You parked there? Wow. I parked next to the bowling alley. I saw one of our players park there. I was like, all right, so I guess my car
There was an open spot
I guess
right
my
by
car
there,
won't
so,
get keyed if I park here.
Well, there's an open spot, so
Love it.
you take what you can get. Next pitch, did he go around? Yes, he did. Send him back with a sword. Andy Kai's first strikeout as an Amsterdam Mohawk. 2 out now in the first.
That was a disgusting off-speed pitch. Outside, got him to bite. That 45-degree angle on the bat got extended, so ring him up. Home plate umpire made the call. They only have 2 umpires here, so you can't check to third. You can't check to first. You got to check right behind or have the home plate umpire call it.
Only 2 umpires for every PGCBL game, not like the MLB. First pitch to Joey Calabretti is low. Ball 1.
Also not like college. You know, a lot of these players play in college, so, yeah, it's a little bit different.
Most of these guys are college guys. There are a
Some are high
select
school.
few that are in high school.
Must be very talented.
Must also be looking for a team to play because you can't play travel ball as a rising college freshman. Next
No.
offering by Kai is outside, 2-0.
Good movement right there. Looks like somebody's going to come in. Take a look right here. Shortstop Younghands came in and just gave a little word to Andy right now, maybe either settling him down, but also could be saying, hey, you're tipping your pitches. You never know. I'll take a look at the second player on second base.
Or, if you really want to get technical, we could see a bit of an inside or an outside move by Andy. I don't know what he has in his arsenal. We did not see that portion of practice, but who knows?
What about a trick play where they fake throw the ball into the outfield?
That is illegal. No illegal advised activities on this radio broadcast. Next pitch, swinging, 2-1.
So we had a play where the pitcher would step off and fake throw to second, and the second baseman and the shortstop would dive and act like the ball went into the outfield. The runner would advance to third, but the pitcher would be there waiting at third with the ball and tag him out. Never worked.
Never worked. Never worked. Keywords, never worked. Next pitch, foul, 2-2.
Never worked. It was a good one. I think we called it Michigan or something. I don't even know.
You guys should just call it
I think it was
never
Omaha.
worked.
I don't even know.
Just something that kind of explains, like, ineffective. The give-up play. Send him back swinging. Andy Kai, 2 strikeouts, bounces back after some control issues, and it is still scoreless after 1. Coming back to you for a speedy second inning, Chris Holcraft up next for Amsterdam. His first pitch is right inside the zone. A good off-speed pitch there by Montaigne, the pitcher for Mohawk Valley. 0-1 count.
We'll make a quick apology in a second after this next pitch. We pronounced his name wrong yesterday.
Next pitch by Montaigne is low, 1-1.
So us at Amsterdam, we had on the website as Holacraft, H-O-L-A. The A and the L were flipped. And I went to his college page and found it. It's supposed to be the other way around.
It's just game one. It was just game one.
Yep.
Next pitch, a little low, but they're going to give him the call, 1-2.
Yeah, from our angle, it's going to be, what in the world? Somebody just snore?
I think that was intended to be a two-strike kind of rally cry, but it sounded like a dinosaur, which I wouldn't be surprised if they're still around in this part of the country. Next pitch, grounded down the line, foul.
So from our angle, it's a little bit tough to tell like where it is on the plate, but we can definitely see height better than anybody because we're in line with the batter. So, that pitch, the one prior, it did seem a little bit low.
Do you know what's also in line with the plate? The batter's boxes.
Yes.
Because this is not a turf field.
It's not elevated?
It's not elevated, no.
That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
That was definitely that could be an advantage or a disadvantage depending on the type of batter you are.
Yeah.
Next offering by Montaigne. Ripped into right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. This could trickle back to the wall. Holcraft is going for two, and Holcraft will stay at second with a stand-up double. That was an error on the play by Eddie Sanchez. I think the ball kind of hit a blade of grass and then bounced off his glove.
You're 100% right, but I think he could have went to three. I'm not sure if there was a signal there. I know some of the fans were cheering for him to go three. I think he could have went three. I'm not sure if Griff put on the signal and he just missed it. But nonetheless, I think they're just going to score a hit because I think he was getting to second base anyways. And it looks like they're just going to give it the hit.
Hey. No more base running errors, though.
No,
we can't. I think that's why he didn't go to third because we've already had one and we're in the second inning. First pitch to Touchstone is fouled.
I got to ask, Coach, per base running mistake, how many poles is that? So is it like one mistake is four? Because we used to do one mistake is 4 poles. So there one, there two, there three, there four. So technically 2 poles there and back. But you get what I'm saying.
A little private eye investigation. Next pitch, outside, 1-1. That was the high heater by Montaigne. He was throwing off speed for most of Holcraft's at-bat.
And he slashed it the other way and was able to just dunk it into right field. Good piece of hitting.
Once he got a pitch that was pretty high heat, he was a little late on it, but, I mean, hey, it worked out, and it worked out even more. Second pitch is ripped. A bit too early on that by Touchstone. 1-2 count, foul ball.
Yeah, he smoked it. We always think about the SNY broadcast, and I think back to Keith whenever I see base running mistakes, and I think of bad fundies. It's just bad fundamentals.
Next pitch, low 2-2. Looked in the dirt.
Yep.
Thankfully, Touchstone did not swing at that. A drop third strike is probably one of the most embarrassing plays if it doesn't work for Mohawk Valley, because it counts as a strikeout, but then you got another guy on base.
Yeah. It's weird. It counts towards the stats.
Baseball stats are weird. Next pitch. High and away, full count for Touchstone.
Good at bat from him right here with the runner in scoring position and nobody out.
Touchstone really good at catcher yesterday, but is DHing today. Wes Walker getting the start.
Yeah, you always like to give your catcher a day off, especially at a younger level, not in the majors, when back-to-back starts.
The 3-2. That's inside. Touchstone takes his base. So 2 runners on base now for the Mohawks with no outs.
Not sure how close that pitch was, but if it was or if it wasn't, great eye by Brady Touchstone to make sure he didn't try and get extended there. It was definitely inside, and he knew that that pitch was ball 4.
Jake Long up to bat. He was EHing yesterday. Now getting the start in left field. Sebastian Harden will EH today. First pitch to Long. High heat, in the zone, 0-1.
Really nice pitch right there. So now you got 2 runners on, and the Mohawks really want to put a dent in this inning.
They want to put a dent in the game. I think the Mohawks just want to walk away happy, like any team. There's a dent in the baseball. Could this drop? Yes, it will. A base hit. Everybody will advance 1. It would have been a risky play to send Holcraft home, but Jake Long gets on base off a bloop single that Hart could not get in center field.
Yeah, and I got to give credit to Holcraft right here. He went halfway and recognized it might drop, and instead of staying on the base to possibly tag, which would have been really hard to do, he went halfway, saw it dunked in, and he got the stop sign. I would not have sent him there. And again, they don't ask you how, they ask how many, and that counts towards a hit. That counts towards every stat. Doesn't matter if it's a bloop single.
Here's Jaden Harrio, who had a double in the bottom of the second yesterday. That also resulted in an error, and this could be another RBI. A base hit into right field. Holcraft scores from third. Everybody else holds up, and the Mohawks lead 1-0.
You gotta love hitting with runners in scoring position. First pitch, he goes the other way. He takes it right back where it came from. It was very similar to the Holcraft single, except it was a little bit less, a hit less hard.
Bases loaded, still no outs, as Wes Walker, the starting catcher, comes up to the plate. He did not start yesterday, but he made an appearance later in the game.
Yeah, and he did get a single, so he's 1 for 1 with an 1,000 batting average. Hopefully he keeps that.
Bases loaded, no outs, golden opportunity. First pitch by Montaigne. High heat, low in the zone, but it's in the zone, 0-1.
Yeah, good pitch right there, and just nicked the corner, it looked like.
Walker awaits the 0-1 offering. Ripped to second. There's 1. Not going to be 2, but Touchstone scores from third. It's 2-0.
So it's a fielder's choice, but they really should have got 2 there. Walker doesn't run as fast as some other players on this team, and they really had a chance to turn 2. I guess they bobbled the ball, but that's a tailor-made double play right there, and that's got to be made.
The second baseman, Stoney, made a nice flip to Calabretti, but Calabretti could not get off the bag in time, allowing the inning to continue with only 1 out. Runners on the corners for Alex Youngins, the shortstop. Not his best game yesterday. Can he bounce back today in Mohawk Valley?
Yeah, you're right, but he did have some really good defensive plays. He only had that 1 error, but then he made a phenomenal play immediately after to make up for it.
His first pitch is high.
You know what I did wrong? I left my highlighter in my bag, and now it's all the way over there. I only use it for home runs, though. Only use it for home runs.
Well, this might be a bad day to forget your highlighter.
It's over there.
It could be a good day or it could be a bad day. Let's hope for the bad. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
Dimensions are a little bit different here, and by a little bit, I mean a lot of bit, because he got 378 down the right field line and 373 down the left field line. That is really deep in any park. That's deep in major league parks down the left and right field line. You usually see 330.
We're not even going to talk about center field. That's just too deep to hit it out.
Yeah.
Next pitch takes the strike, 1-2.
Yeah, it looks ridiculous. I can't even, is there a sign over there? I can't even see it. Do you see anything in center field?
There isn't a sign because nobody's going to hit it out, even though there's bleacher seating there.
Where's the bleacher creatures? Where are they at?
Non-existent.
Well, they're only in the Bronx.
The pickoff to first is in time again. Another base running error for Amsterdam. Walker arguing for his case, but he won't get it. And that's the second pickoff to first in 2 innings for Amsterdam.
Personally, I think they got him, but Walker is really convinced that he got that hand in there, and it's really tough to see from our angle. He was definitely late on the throw back. I'll tell you that.
The 1-2. High fly ball. Left center field. Who's going to get it? It's going to be Calabrese. Inning over. 3 hits result in 2 runs for Amsterdam, but another base running error at first. Let's see if there's any more when we get back. We are back for inning number 2 of the Andy Kai experience. A slow start, but they picked up real quick when he found his fastball inside of the zone.
You know, I really like that fastball. I wish we had a radar. I'm going to ask Zach what he has it as for his bullpen sessions, and that'll give us a more accurate depiction here. Obviously, you can't see anything, but it's just screaming out of his arm. He's so short he's so quick and short to the plate. I'm actually really shocked they even got the steal off. That was just credit to the great wheels by Calabrese. But he's so quick to the plate. He really is. And he quick pitches too. Oschlager.
Oschlager. We have just learned the DH's last name is Oschlager before we
There's no
violate
O in his name. Well, I'm going to go fact check it.
While Matt fact checks that. First pitch by Andy Kai to begin the bottom of the second is low. 1-0.
Still looking. I'm going to find it. I saw it before.
Maybe the I is silent. There are some silent letters in the alphabet. 1-0. That's in the zone. 1-1.
I guess it is an I, and I guess it is an L. And when we got the lineup card, it was in cursive, and that's always hard to read. So
I would say scribbles, not cursive. That was definitely not cursive. There's the off speed, but it's off the zone. 2-1.
I'm just trying to be nice. I don't have good handwriting, so I can't really I can't really flame him for it.
I don't either, but I just do it anyway. That's just who I am. 2-1. 2-2. The fastball works again.
Do you notice something similar between Shuttleworth, Ralph Family Stadium, and here? Take a look at the dugouts.
Oh, wow. No fences.
Very, very protective.
2-2. That looked in the zone, but it wasn't. 3-2.
It's a good pitch right there. Didn't get the call. I don't have the scouting report in the ump. Might be a hitter's umpire, it seems like. Really good pitch right there, but an even better take.
Here's the 3-2. Chopped foul into right field.
Yeah.
Do you know what else I noticed about this park?
What'd you notice?
In comparison to Ralph Family Stadium? A lot of green.
Yes. Yeah.
A lot of green.
A lot of green.
I don't know what it is with these PGCBL stadiums.
It's like they're trying to be like Fenway.
They're trying to blend into the environment around them.
Yeah, it's all green here.
Second chance. Ground ball. Holcraft can't throw it.
Yeah.
Couldn't get it off his glove, and his glove was an issue yesterday.
Well, that was nearly an impossible play. Unless you have Wilson Ramos running there, I don't think you can possibly throw him out.
It depends who you have. The DH usually isn't fast in baseball.
He was pretty quick.
But that guy was pretty quick, yes.
Yeah, that's an impossible play right there. Really good job for Holcraft to keep it in the infield, make sure he didn't even sniff a double.
I keep mispronouncing Holcraft because
we're used to yesterday, yeah.
First pitch, low and away, 1-0 for Kai.
Yeah, nice stop by Walker behind the plate. That ball was in the dirt, made a nice pick. It's the new era of catching. You get one-hand picks in the dirt. That's just how it is because you have that free hand on your leg.
Up to bat now, Braden Hawk, who is at first base. Solid pickoff by Kai, but call would not go his way.
Mohawks fans beg to differ after they saw the Mohawks get picked off twice in the last 2 innings.
The 1-0. In the zone, 1-1. The fastball is on command for Andy Kai.
Yeah, if you know MLB The Show, they have a confidence meter around the pitches, and I'd say the fastball, which is usually A on Xbox, is lighting up blue. It's that full circle. Full confidence for Andy Kai.
Let's see if his off-speed can do the trick. Another fastball, this one foul. Another pitcher's count for Andy Kai, 1-2.
That ball hit the top of the bleachers. There was a gentleman out there trying to barehand it, and he ducked back last second and hit the top of the railing. Almost got him in the head.
Fans, whenever you guys go to games next, don't be that one who tries to catch foul balls.
There's no fencing over there. It's ridiculous.
Not only could there be safety hazards, you could get severely injured and take away memories from kids. Send him back swinging. Oh, nice 4-pitch battle for Andy Kai. That time he used the off-speed.
So do they consider these nets protective? Because they're maybe like, I don't know, 6 feet up in the air? It's really not high.
Well, we'll find that out. If our broadcast is not going the way we expected, I don't know. Maybe a ball could go over the fence and on your computer.
Oh, boy.
That was a low pitch, but called a strike. 0-1 count against Justin Hurd, who's at third.
So you know how I do prep during team practice on that little porch at Ralph Family Stadium? The turtle shell for their BP is not big enough, and one nearly nailed me today.
You're a dedicated guy to go and watch practices at Ralph Family Stadium.
I love it.
Me personally, I love my beauty sleep.
Yeah, I had it till around 11:30 today.
I also just can't sleep. Don't ask me about my bedtime. 1-1. High and foul. That's into the parking lot. And just got over the PA box that we were not allowed in. 1-2.
The cat's out of the bag. You know, it's funny. I can sleep, but I choose to go to bed at 2 to 3 o'clock because I'm a night owl. I don't know why. I just like the time to myself. I never get it during the day because I'm so high energy and I'm always doing something. What time did you go to sleep last night?
Don't worry about it.
Is it over 3 o'clock?
Perhaps.
Oh, my
1-2
God.
is outside. 2-2.
What were you watching YouTube at least?
Oh, I was hanging out with Andy Kai in the West Wing.
Were you actually?
No, I wish. Let's see if he gets my joke. 2-2. Ooh, that might have been touching the zone, but then again, we can't see because we're on the third base line, not in the PA box.
Why aren't we in the PA box?
I don't know. Why don't you tell that story?
They didn't let us in there.
They didn't let you in there.
They did not.
I came like 15 minutes later.
They let me up there to speak to them, so I can request being up there.
I was up there. I spoke to them. They were actually really nice. I joked around with them. But, you know, not everybody are people pleasers.
Yeah.
That's what you'll learn in life.
Yep.
The 3-2. That's ball 4. So 2 men on for Mohawk Valley with 1 out. Andy Kai in another jam.
You know, he cannot fault himself here. These are really good takes by the Diamond Dogs, and I have to give them credit because a lot of these pitches are really close, and even though Andy Kai's not getting the call, these are phenomenal takes from the Diamond Dogs.
Nico Soris up to bat. He is
So Reese.
I'm just going off what the PA announcer said because he's probably asked this team.
Trust him, yeah. He said So Reese?
Safe bet.
I couldn't even hear it.
So Reese. New batter, new count. High fly ball on the right. McCrane has it. Tagging, going to third is Hawk, and he's in there standing.
Nice job for McCrane to hit the cutoff man and make sure that the runner on first, which is Hurd, did not go to second. But they do get Olschlager up to third. So with 2 outs here, a chance for some damage.
Apologies there. I forgot the count. It was actually Hawk that struck out and Olschlager who had the infield single.
That's all right. Once you get your scorebook, when you can use Apple Pay, you'll be able to get a scorebook. You want to tell them about your Walmart experience?
I think everybody could figure out.
Everybody can relate to it. I can relate to it.
Sean Stoney up to bat, the second baseman, wearing number 7.
I have problems with them too.
Strike 1. High heat again.
You brought up a really good point. You know, for a major corporation, how have they not expanded to Apple Pay? I don't see the damage that it causes them.
I don't know. Why don't you send an email to Walmart?
You think they're going to listen?
No. 0-1. That is touching the zone, but no call. 1-1.
Heard somebody in the Diamond Dogs dugout scream ball, and I heard someone over here scream strike. So 50-50 shot at the call.
Baseball is a game of war.
Game of mistakes, too, as we talked about yesterday.
Indeed. 1-1. Here's the deal. Foul back. Nearly hit the PA box, but There was a fence guarding it. 1-2.
Stoney just missed that. He fouled it straight back. If he got that pitch, if he got that pitch a little bit lower, or if he raised his barrel up a little bit more, it would have been out for a ride.
Wise words. Kai seems to have lost his control ever since he got the bases loaded.
I think we went into mute there for a couple of seconds. I don't know what happened, but fixed it.
Well, nothing we can do, am I right?
Yep.
3-0, and that's a run. Scoring from third is Olschlager, and Andy Kai allows his first run of the season off a bases-loaded walk. And the dinosaur noises...
What in the world is going on here?
The dinosaur noises are present in Little Falls, New York.
Is the purge happening? What in the world is going on here?
You know, I would not be surprised if it was. I would not be surprised at all.
We got players running on the field getting to the bullpen. Umpire has no clue.
That's another pitcher, Derek Duval.
Oh, he's going to pitch?
Number 38, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that could be
is it Brad Curtis?
It could be Brad Curtis.
Well, yesterday, Brad Curtis was apparently the opening day starter for around 5 seconds.
How do you mix up 38 and 44?
That was funny. Let's see.
Oh, 0-1.
Water.
Grounded. Harriel is going to apply the tag, and the inning is over. So Mohawk Valley scores a run just the way that you would expect with no hits. We'll be back for the Mohawks to continue their offensive spree. Sebastian Harden taking the plate for his first at-bat of the game, then the top of the order for Amsterdam.
I have good news. I found our live stream. 7 people are listening.
7 people. Thank you to all those 7 people that have been tuning in to our wacky and wild conversations with a side of Amsterdam Mohawks baseball.
Yeah, just a side. They're here for us. I think that's what they're here for.
I hope. I can't speak for them. Montaigne's first pitch. That is inside, but in the zone, 0-1.
So you guys can't see it, but Sebastian is using his other bat today, not his torpedo.
The bat is tan and black, not all black, which we learned the all black was the torpedo.
Yes,
the
we
tan
did.
and black was the regular one. And the regular one did not get used on that last pitch as he almost got hit. It's 1-1 now. Getting hit by pitch must be the scariest thing in all of baseball. 95 miles per hour right to the elbow. Yikes. 1-1. 2-1.
I'm pushing this out to my friends right now because they couldn't listen to the last game because it costed a lot of money. So this is the best they're going to get.
Yeah, that's fair. Keep your friends close. The 2-1, Montaigne to Harden. That's on top of the zone, 3-1.
Okay, so I just got a text. This is really funny. I didn't even know we were eligible for this. My friend has jury duty next Monday.
I had Jerry duty.
You did? Oh, my God.
That was an experience as Harden walks on 5 pitches. First base runner for Amsterdam in the top of the third. Harden walked his first at-bat last game.
Yeah, that's back-to-back days with walks for him, and I know he's been really hungry to swing that bat, but really good job from him to make sure he does not get over-anxious, make sure he doesn't pop one up or just squib one out. Now he's on base, and he's a base-stealing threat, so we'll see what comes of this.
Speaking of walks, Felipe back up, how to walk his first at-bat.
Nice lead from Sebastian.
Grounded, and that is foul.
Just foul, ever so slightly.
That would have been a tough play for the third baseman, Hard.
They just announced Felipe's batting. Somebody missed the cue.
So this broadcast is 20 seconds delayed back at home, and the PA announcers are 20 seconds delayed while present at the stadium. Good to know. Good to know.
Oh, man.
The 0-1. There's the high heat. 1-1.
Updating the score right now. I don't know why it says Amsterdam on both of them, but it's fine.
Radio broadcasts are tough if you ever get into this industry.
Yeah, it's tough to it's tough to do a radio broadcast, but also have a visual at the same time. Last pitch was a ball.
Last
by
pitch
the
was
way.
high. The count says 1-2. However, I'm pretty sure that count is incorrect.
Yeah, I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
I don't remember it being 1-2.
Me neither.
He had the foul. Definitely 2 strikes, but I swear there was another ball mixed in there. Is it not? Is it full?
It's
yeah, he's wondering himself.
I guess we'll never know.
Well, we might if he throws a ball here.
Here's the said to be 2-2. That's going to get past the catcher, and Harden will reach second standing.
All right, so maybe we're just imagining things. They got the call right. But there's the pass ball, wild pitch, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter. Sebastian Harden goes to second.
Harden in scoring position with no outs. The 3-2 to Felipe. Could he walk again?
Pass ball is the official ruling.
That was a pass ball, yes. Here's the pitch. And Felipe gets sent back swinging. First strikeout for Montaigne. 1 away.
Yeah, really good job by Felipe to stay in the at-bat, but unfortunately for him, there's just too much heat on that fastball 3-2. He was just a little bit behind it.
Here's Brandon McCrane for his second at-bat. McCrane seeing if he continue his magic. First pitch. That's inside, but a strike.
Good pitch.
Very solid. Montaigne has been improving after a rocky second inning.
Yeah, he really has. He looks really solid here so far.
There's another strike. I think that just touched the bottom of the zone.
Yeah, it was a nice little change-up. That really good frame job behind the plate from So Rice. He was able to pick it up.
Counts 0-2 with 1 out for McCrane. The wait, the pitch. Harden to third, and that ball's going to be past the third baseman, and Harden's going to score. So Harden tried to steal third, but the ball went off the glove of Hard and into the sideline. So Hard scores from second to third on what was supposed to be a stolen base.
Yeah, well, so he gets the steal and then the error right there. And, you know, I don't think they had a chance of throwing him out. I would have just put the ball in the pocket right there.
Well, everybody makes mistakes. The 1-2.
It's full. That's why it's baseball. Everyone does.
Now a 2-2 count, the last pitch low and away. McCrane, the base is empty now. So he can do some damage.
Yes. That entire run on that board is Sebastian's.
High fly ball into right field, and that's going to drop foul. A little late and a little under that for McCrane. The Auburn player, he did not play last season. He redshirted, which we found out last night during our stand-up.
Were you about to say prospect?
He's not a prospect.
I know. I was wondering.
I was just trying to figure out how to word it. The 2-2. Grounder. Hard. Fields. Strike. Is it in time? Yes, it is. Barely.
Wow.
Now 2 outs.
Really, really impressive speed right there from McCrane. He was hustling out of the box. He's the reason that was even a tough play.
I don't know why Hard waited on that for so long.
Yeah.
He should have charged it.
I agree.
And then maybe do a little jump throw, Manny Machado action to first base, because the throw barely beat out Brandon McCrane.
Yeah, I guess he knew he knew how much time he had. That's the scouting report right there.
Ladahoff up to bat. And another grounder. This one misfielded, and that's going to be an error on Joey Calabretti.
Also another amazing sprint by Ladahoff. He was sprinting so hard he pressured Calabretti to hurry up that throw, and he just bobbled the ball. He had it in his glove for a second, and then everything just got really wonky.
First error of the game for either team, and Chris Holcraft is up again. Holcraft had the base hit last time up. Let's see if he can continue his hot streak in front of the plate. First pitch, high heat but very low, 1-0.
I've officially put my first ever runner on here.
Proud of Matt Becker for learning technology. Everybody at home, give him a round of applause.
Yes, thank you.
Please don't. He doesn't need that at all.
I do.
1-0. That's a ball. The throw to second, not in time, so Ladahoff has a stolen base, his first of the year.
Second stolen base of the inning, and it looks like the Mohawks are ready to run today.
Mohawks are ready to run tomorrow.
Yeah, yes, they are. Before the game.
Yeah, in the rain, too, because we're supposed to get some rain before our fireworks game tomorrow against Socrates, but it should clear out. Next pitch in the zone, 2-1.
I love how much of a rivalry it is with Amsterdam and the Socrates. And I was passing Socrates on the way here. I was like, wow, this is only like 25 minutes out. Oh, there's the helicopter again.
Stop getting distracted about helicopters. As there's a high fly ball in a deep right center field, racing back and making the catch. An unbelievable play by Sanchez. That was a hike and a half.
Yep.
And that takes a hit away from Holcraft. We'll be right back with some bottom of the third action. Back at you with some bottom of the third action. A new pitcher for the Amsterdam Mohawks, Zach Hernandez. His first appearance of the season from Fayetteville, Tennessee. Goes to Belmont, had a 9.88 ERA in 13.2 innings pitched with 15 earned runs and 20 strikeouts. Looking to make some noise out of the Mohawks bullpen this summer.
Absolutely.
Here's his first pitch. And that's right by.
Wow.
0-1.
I thought Andy Kai was
That
fast.
was a rocket of a pitch.
I thought Andy Kai was fast. Watch out.
Up to bat is Sanchez, who made an amazing catch in right field to end the inning. That next pitch just misses.
So we have the final line on Andy Kai. 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 48 total pitches.
Not bad. A very solid Mohawks debut.
Very good debut.
That ball gets past Wes Walker. 2-1 is the count.
Yeah, that got spiked before it even hit the batter's box. Just too much grip, or he just let go too far down.
Here's the 2-1 offering. Lined and foul, 2-2. That almost hit us.
Maybe the Nets do something. They actually do something.
Yeah, it's supposed to protect the people that are sitting around us.
I feel like it should be higher, though, because we can get drilled.
I don't think that's how science works, but that was a very solid attempt. The 2-2. Another foul. This one, not a scorching line drive, more of a dribbler off to right field.
See, if so, let's say it's a lefty batter. If he's late and like loops one, it could just nail us.
I honestly want that to happen.
Why?
Because I want some entertainment.
Yeah, that's fair.
Even though this game's entertaining,
this game is
I love
very
entertainment.
good. This game is very good.
2-2.
Did he go?
No sword there, 3-2.
Okay, so they do have the umpire at first base, obviously, and he can make the call when there's nobody out. Oh, sorry, when there's nobody on base. Once somebody gets on base, I guess it would be either the home plate umpire's call. I don't know if you would even check because he's off behind the mound.
And off a full count, that's going to be a walk. So an early base runner for the Diamond Dogs.
That was still on the Mohawk side. So what would you personally do? Or who would you trust the most? Would you trust the home plate umpire here, or would you trust the umpire directly behind the pitcher's mound?
Maybe the umpire directly behind the pitcher's mound.
It's still tough to it's still tough to see.
Jaden Hart on first base. Apologies for that broadcasting error. It was not Sanchez, it was Jaden Hart, the first baseman. Now up to bat is Joey Calabretti, who made an error last inning at shortstop. Takes the first pitch outside, 1-0.
Pitch seemed to be a little bit low as well, and it looked like Walker tried to pick it up and tried to steal a call there.
Hernandez needs a bounce back against Calabretti. The 1-0. Too low, 2-0.
Yeah, it looked like the same pitch there 2 times in a row.
Hernandez, this seemed to be a problem with a bunch of these college-level pitchers. They have the high heat, but they don't have the high control.
It's tough to throw a high fastball. It's also tough to swing at them, but Amsterdam got to it yesterday.
Just don't throw high heat, maybe throw strikes, as that's 3-0, and that kind of adds on to my point. High heat is cool and all, but one, you don't want to blow out your arm as a pitcher, and two, you got to hit the zone to win some games.
Yeah, absolutely, and also you saw it yesterday with Oneonta. They threw a high fastball, and it was turned on. I forget which of the 2 players it was, but one of them was a high fastball.
Calabretti gets the take signal and took a strike, 3-1.
I thought it was a late call. I thought it was about to be ball 4.
That looked a little outside, but I will rephrase this a lot. We are kind of situated in a bad spot.
Penn State?
No.
You said we are.
I was just trying to get my words in
look
tech.
at that catch.
In case you missed it, which you probably did, last pitch was a foul that went all the way back. Nice catch, as pointed out by Matt, and it's a 3-2 count on Calabretti.
Yeah, hit the fence behind the plate and landed in the dugout. One of the pitchers made a nice catch. I think it's a pitcher.
Here's the 3-2, another full count for Hernandez. This one might go his way. High flying to right. McCrane hovering and making the catch for the first out.
That was a big league pop-up right there. That thing was a mile up in the air.
That was taller than the mountains that are surrounding us, which, by the way, I am very impressed with the scenery.
Yes, I am too. It is beautiful. I definitely want to make note of that. The trees in the outfield, though, they're beautiful too. I kind of wish they were cut a little bit lower so we can see more of the mountain. You get what I'm saying?
I agree. Olschlager up to bat for his second time. Has a runner on first, that being Jaden Hart. First pitch. Hart runs. High fly ball into center. That is caught by Felipe. The throwback to first is not in time. And that will go past Ladahoff, but a great play by Wes Walker to back up the first baseman.
That is a fantastic baseball IQ play. That is what Griff preaches. The throw gets away. Who's there to back it up? The catcher. That is good fundamentals. That is what Griff preaches.
So, in terms of fundamentals, if the catcher were to back up that throw, the pitcher would be covering home plate.
Yes, absolutely. You're absolutely right.
Which usually does not end well.
No, it never does.
Brandon Hawk now at the plate for his second time. Diamond Dogs tried to steal on that last play, but that was a nice swing by Olschlager. However, it was not on target.
Yeah, a little hit and run right there. And you know what? They're down 3-1, so I like it because if he gets that one through the hole and it goes to the wall, you're scoring from first base on that.
First pitch wasn't exactly on target, was 1-0. Now the next pitch, 2-0. This time a little high.
That is a really fast fastball.
He has the high heat, but he doesn't have control. Most of these high heat guys in college struggle with control, and it shows in the minors, and that's where careers go
Have you
down.
seen the minor league ERA, by the way? It's
No.
horrible.
I don't pay attention to minor leagues. I pay attention to the Mohawks. Another high fly ball. This one could be playable. And
Ooh.
a nice catch there by Holcraft. He had to run all the way back into the middle of right field. And not exactly a 1-2-3 inning, but a very solid inning for Zach Hernandez. We'll be back with some more Mohawks offense. Top of the fourth now, Bray Touchstone up to bat. Touchstone DHing today. However, he has been taking some reps as a bullpen catcher.
That is true.
First pitch, low and in the zone, 0-1.
No action in the bullpen right now for Amsterdam. So Zach Hernandez, who got out of that tiny pickle, will pitch the next inning.
Good idea to save some arms along the way. The next pitch, low and in the zone again, 0-2. Quick 0-2 count for Touchstone.
Yes. He can hit, though. He has so much power. So much power.
Took a lot of power swings at the plate yesterday. Hasn't taken one today. Let's see what he does for the 0-2. That was a power swing,
Yep.
and he was a bit on top of that. Still 0-2, foul ball.
Yeah, he had, if you play Xbox MLB The Show, he had X on his controller instead of A.
The video game analogies are strong from two teenagers
Yes.
broadcasting other teenagers. Another 0-2. Off speed, outside, 1-2.
You know, with the power swing, the PCI gets smaller. It's so much tougher to hit. That's why I just hit with A. And, well, Bray's confident up there, so.
Another 1-2. Can Touchstone get out? That ball's hit a mile high into right field, and making the catch is Sanchez, one away.
Back-to-back F9s. What is...
I'm sorry. If the broadcast is picking it up, these
What?
purge-level noises are not normal. Should they be played? That's not our decision. If we were in that, if we were in the booth, which we aren't for personal reasons, we would disable the sound system.
Oh, my goodness.
Jake Long's first pitch is inside, 1-0.
I've heard 5 different sounds from the PA system that I've questioned all of them. I don't know what they mean or what they even are.
Thankfully, I'm not too focused on that now. What I'm focused on is Jake Long's next pitch, which is Inside, another high heater, 2-0.
He's going to get a pitch to hit here. He should be ready for the fastball here, or whatever the pitcher's best pitch is.
You should be ready for anything. That's usually my approach as a hitter.
I would say fastball here.
Definitely not a fastball. That was 2 straight fastballs. Well, there's the fastball, and he didn't really have to get ready as that pitch was high and away. 3-0 count.
Yeah, I think he was trying to go, I would say, bell tie, just on the outside corner to sneak it in there, but missed up high.
The 3-0, will he take? He'll take, and he'll take a strike. 3-1 now.
It's a good take. Good take. No need to swing at that.
Will he take again? Another hitter's count, 3-1. He still has some breathing room.
All fastballs.
And another fastball, but this one is ripped into left field. Calabrese had to backtrack a little bit, but makes the catch, 2 away.
Wow, that ball was scorched. I'd argue that's at least off the wall at Ralph Family Stadium. That ball he was ready for it.
Oh, that ball's a home run. That ball
I think it was high enough. I think it was high enough, yeah.
Jaden Harriel up at the plate again. Harriel had the RBI single last time. An RBI machine over these past few games. His first pitch, a little bit on the left side of the zone, but strike 1.
Nice pitch right there.
He's got a baby blue bat.
Ooh, I love it. Father's Day.
Father's Day is not even close.
No, it is close.
It's somewhat
It is close. 2 weeks? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? 2 weeks.
Do you know it wasn't close? That last pitch.
No.
1-1.
No, not at all.
Very low.
Oh, my God. The kids are chirping him. I love this.
The little leaguers
They're chirping him.
The little leaguers are being taught well. Let's just say that. The 1-1. There's the off speed. And there's a base hit for Jaden Harriel, his second of the day. Went right past Calabretti at shortstop. And Jaden Harriel, a hot start to the season.
Yeah, well, he got hit in the helmet yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. And that pitch just stayed up. It was a hanging, breaking ball. And he was all over and ripped it right between the shortstop and the third baseman.
Here's Wes Walker.
It was him, right? That took the pitch to the head yesterday?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I remember when I see somebody taking a pitch to the head.
He said a piece of his helmet cracked, and he has to...
Well, I think that ticked him off because he's been on fire ever since. Wes Walker, there's a ball that's scorched, and that's going to split the gap between center and right field. Harriel is going to stay at third, and Wes Walker will stay at first. So a long single for the catcher.
You know, it would have been a double really in a lot of other ballparks. The reason it's not here is because the outfielders are able to play so far back. He hit that ball at least 300 to 290 feet. And, yeah, a long single right there. But with the outfielders playing so far back, they're able to cut the ball off and prevent him from going to second.
Alex Youngins back up to the plate. Could you imagine if this game was played at Ralph Family Stadium?
Oh, my goodness.
The amount of dingers that would be hit, because these are much farther dimensions than what we're used to. First pitch in the zone, another high heater, 0-1 for Youngins.
I mean, respectfully, I wouldn't even put a minor league team here. It's ridiculous to go 378 down the opposite line.
If anybody hits a home run in today's game, I will be wildly impressed, as there's another scorcher, a base hit for Youngins. Harriel scores from third. Going to third is Walker. He is safe. So an RBI single for Alex Youngins. His first hit as a Mohawk is an RBI single to put the Mohawks up 4-1 in the top of the fourth.
Those are 3 straight hits that have been absolutely scorched. Absolutely scorched. They are tearing up Montaigne right now. They're reading him like a book. The barrels are all over the balls right now.
Pause. Sebastian Harden up for his second at-bat in the past 2 innings. Scored a run all on his own last inning. Let's see if he can do it again. First pitch down low, but in the zone, 0-1.
This is his chance. He's been really hungry for a hit. This is his chance.
He'll have plenty more chances throughout the season. I wouldn't say this is his chance, but...
Chance in the early stages.
It is a chance. The pickoff, This one not in time. So the first pickoff to first base, that was unsuccessful for the Diamond Dogs.
Yeah, and ironically, the last one, the first successful one happened when Sebastian was batting. Second one, pardon me.
The 0-1. High heater, high and off the plate, 1-1. Harden got walked last time up, stole second, stole third, and got a piece of home for the icing on the cake.
Love it.
The 1-1. Youngins attempted to steal, but Harden fouled it off, so 1-2 count. Youngins will head back to first base.
Just missed it, but that's a good time for a hit and run. Perfect time. He just missed it. That ball went straight back at the backstop.
Mohawks have been piling runs ever since the start of the second inning. Can they continue their two-out rally? That pitch questionable, but just inside. 2-2 count for Harden.
Deuces are wild. For the second time today, 2-2-2.
The 2-2-2. As Matt said, the second time today. And the same result, now a full count.
Well, now you're going to have Youngins. He's going to immediately dart to second here. Oh, sorry, not, yeah. Youngins is going to dart to second here. West is going to put the brakes on. So a lot of movement going on here on this 3-2.
Now here's the pitch. And another walk for Sebastian Harden, his second of the game.
What a quality at-bat right there. Worked the count and made sure to, he might even take this pitcher out of the game. I think he is. Yep, he just took the pitcher out of the game.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. And when you have Luke Filippi, 2 guys, Sebastian Harden and Luke Filippi, that both get on base a ton through base on balls.
Yep, absolutely.
I think this is a smart decision here by the Diamond Dogs.
But, you know, also they're both so fast. It's basically like having a double leadoff, and then you have your actual leadoff. So you have 2 speedsters, and if they both get on, you're in trouble.
Trouble indeed. Coach Griff meeting with all of the batters, including Brandon McCrane, who has a chance to get up again.
Kind of going to go with the pitching change. He signaled directly at the pen.
Actually, I think this is a pitch. I think this is a pitching change.
I was about to say, he signaled directly at that pen. You know, their group huddle was closed so tight that I couldn't see. We're about to see who it is. Ryan Callahan.
Ryan Callahan is our new guy on the bump. He's got that ginger flow to him.
Ah, love it. Ryan Callahan, the hockey player. Let's hear what song he's got. All right.
We got a little rock and roll for Callahan.
Love it. Yeah, let's keep it here, honestly. So, what was I going to say? So, I want you to give me a full rating of this scenery. So, I don't know where else you've been, major league, minor league. Obviously, you know, Syracuse with the Syracuse Mets. I don't really know how their outfield looks.
The Syracuse Mets scenery is horrific. It's right by a train station.
Oh?
So unless if you like trains a lot, like a lot, if you know what I'm talking about, yeah, that ballpark is for you.
That's awesome. That's hilarious. Let's see if we can get us on here. Let me add the camera. Let's give the viewers something to see. So they can see that we're not just like...
Don't worry, guys. We got it all covered.
We are here. Here we go. You ready? Hi.
Yeah, guys. We're here. We are here. Yes.
This is not a remote broadcast. This is real.
This is not a publicity stunt. We actually made the 45-minute drive to Mohawk Valley because we are that dedicated to the Amsterdam Mohawks this season.
Yes.
We might turn on this camera for a special food review if given the chance.
Yes.
However, that could be questionable. Depends on how this game goes. Yes. Luke Filippi back up to bat, top of the order for the Mohawks for the 3rd time in just 4 innings. But only 4 runs have been brought home for Amsterdam. I wouldn't say lackluster offense. I would just say below average. The first pitch. That was a high heater, and that was in the zone. That was a pitch to swing at. Felipe was just a bit late on it. 0-1 count.
Yeah, middle bell tie right there, and just a bit late. Could have drove it the other way if he got a barrel on it.
The 0-1 again. That fouled, hit the fence, so too.
Just missed it. Just missed it.
Matt, did you keep the camera on by accident or not?
No. It's so this is what they can see, and this is just if I want to cut back.
I see. I'm still learning, viewers, listeners at home. 0-2 to Felipe. He gets sent back swinging, inning over.
1, 2, 3.
So bases loaded, 2 outs, only 1 run produced. Overall, I'd say not bad. 4-1 lead when we come back. All right, back at you with the bottom of the 4th. Hernandez still on the bump, and Hurd up to bat for the Diamond Dogs. First pitch by Hernandez. That's a bit down low.
I heard he's pretty good.
I heard that he made an error at third base, which costed the team a run. So I don't know.
You are correct.
Next pitch, strike, a 1-1 count.
Actually, I do want to see who they gave that on, because they could have gave it to the catcher. I would put it on him.
I think that throw was a bit on target.
I agree with you. I do agree with you. Let me find it.
1-1, make that 1-2. Right down the middle of the plate, another high heater for Hernandez.
Pass ball, Felipe walk, struck out swinging. Error by shorts. What?
That website is weird. That one, a bit too much high heat. A spiker to make it 2-2.
What is going on?
We've got some PGCBL website issues. PGCBL, if you are one of our 7, 8, it might be lower now, actually. If you're one of our listeners, yeah, website's got to be fixed. 3-2 count on another low pitch by Hernandez.
Yeah, well, they just updated the website. The website's good. It's the stats. And I think that correlates to the people doing the stats. I think that's the problem.
And there's ball 4. So a pitcher's count turned into a full count, which turned into a base on balls. And Hurd is on base, the first base runner for the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, so that's a second walk. He got to second last time, and that was about it. So he'll try and advance any bit further.
Here's Nico Sorisi. His second at-bat of the game. Hernandez, can he get out of this jam?
Look out.
That was a high, that looked a bit inside, but strike 1, 0-1 count.
You know, he offered at the bunt right there, then pulled it back. If you're an umpire, if it's too close and you pull it back, it's going to get called.
The 0-1. Hernandez awaits. Fires home. Swing and a miss. 0-2 count. Another pitcher's count for Hernandez, but can he make this his count entirely? He had a pitcher's count last at bat, but control became an issue again.
Yeah, healthy hack right there. Really big swing.
The 0-2. Send him back looking. First looking strikeout on the game for either team, and it belongs to Zach Hernandez.
That's a great pitch, and that is a fast pitch at the bottom of the zone. Perfectly in line with the knees of the batter. That's going to get called every time.
Sean Stoney up for his second at-bat, and then the top of the order. Hernandez awaits. Now fires. That one a bit low. 1-0.
We'll see if you get any movement. I'm not sure if Hurd is a base-stealing threat, but the Dawgs are going to want to try and get a runner in scoring position here, down 3.
No pickoffs to first base yet.
No.
Swing and a miss for strike 1. 1-1 count now.
For the second straight day, the Mohawks have a crooked number on the board of hits, and the other team has 1 through the middle portion of the game.
Very observant.
And both were infield hits, yesterday and today.
Here's the 1-1. That's in the zone. Great pitch by Hernandez. 1-2.
You can hear it.
Mainly high-speed pitches. I wouldn't say exactly all fastballs, but I think I've seen a cutter or sinker mixed in that rotation.
You can hear it smack the glove of the catcher, Walker. That is some serious heat.
That ball definitely smacked the glove, mainly because it was too low.
Luckily, it smacked the glove. That was a great pick. To even keep it in front, Walker. Pitch was in the dirt.
That's one of the hardest parts of catching, getting balls in the dirt. Because they could go anywhere, depending on the field. Turf, you're kind of cooked. The 2-2. Hernandez awaits. Now his pitch is high. So a full count. So another pitcher's count that turned into a full count. Will the same result that happened to Justin Hurd happen to Sean Stoney? Then that will be a jam for Hernandez. The 3-2. Hernandez takes his time. The high heat. Hit up the middle. Holcraft to Youngins. To first, that was a bit off. Ladoff could not make that play at first, but Holcraft did make that play at second, 1 out.
I don't think they were going to get him. They had to rush. I wouldn't call it was going to be a tailor-made double play. They had it pretty well. I'm not sure how much faster they really could have gone. It was just a really speedy runner, second baseman Sean Stoney. So, also no harm, no foul. They had the backups ready to go. The catcher was there to cover.
2 outs now, only 1 out on that potential double play, and that brings up Calabrese again for the 3rd time. Hernandez's first pitch is high, and that's going to be a 1-0 count.
You know what I always look at? When a player takes a pitch, I like to see what they do. It's always interesting. Everybody has their own little niche thing that they do.
Hernandez doesn't even have a leg kick. For the listeners at home.
Nope.
Does that help him throw fastballs? It might. That was a fastball that went into the trees, not a home run, in case you were wondering, a foul ball.
Yeah.
I think home runs are impossible to hit at this stadium.
Yeah, and it's all preference. Obviously, with the runner on first, you want a slide step here, but it might help his control. It might keep him quick and short to the ball, to the plate.
Next offering in the dirt, 2-1.
And you saw it earlier with Andy Kai. He just did straight out of the slide step every single time. So for some players, they prefer that because they're just quicker to the plate, and they also like quick pitching.
The 2-1. Hernandez loves taking his time. Now it's 3-1. So Hernandez takes a lot of time on the mound. If the MLB pitch clock rules applied, it would be a very close call.
You would start it as soon as that ball gets back to him and count down from 18.
3-1, back to first. So the pickoff unsuccessful.
The kids are asking, that just darted past, if somebody hit a home run in this game and the ball went over there.
I hope they aren't listening to this broadcast because we aren't role models. Strike, throw to second, not in time.
I don't think it. Oh, wait, sorry. I don't know why.
That was a strike.
Yeah, I thought the count was 3-2. That's why he ran, but
it was
not.
a 3-1 count.
It was a 3-1 count. I was like, why is he running 3-1? 3-1. He got there in time. That's why.
Yeah. Another solid throw by Wes Walker.
Very good throw.
But I think it was just a bit too fast. His throws have been in the dirt. 3-2. And that is outside. So another walk for Hernandez this inning. Runners on second and first with 2 outs.
Yeah, no need to panic, though. Tying runs at the plate, but again, very hard to hit home runs here. Your outfield's playing back. You trust your fastball. I would attack the batter here. It's really hard to hit his fastball. I would just go out and sling it. I think Zach Green's going to come out. Zach Green, pardon me. I always think, I think of the color green to pronounce his name, and then I end up saying green. Zach Green, pitching coach, going to come out and have a little chat with Hernandez right now, and see, last time he did this, it worked out well. How are you going to approach the batter? Maybe he's saying, hey, they can't hit your fastball, just throw straight fastballs. We see with Edwin Diaz, Lindor went up to him once. He was like, stop throwing your slider. They cannot touch your fastball. Just go out there and throw as hard as you can. Not saying that's what Zach Hernandez is going to do, but definitely settling him down. And this is definitely the time to come. I don't know how many mound visits they get here. I don't know if it's like the MLB and you get 5, but this is the time to come out and Zach Green just making sure everything's all good. He just communicated back with Coach Griff and just said he's good. I saw him mouth it. So.
Well, to add on to your point, if you throw too hard, that ball is going to go in the dirt 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, don't throw your shoulder out, but control. They can't touch it when he throws a low and outside fastball on the corner.
Can't touch this. New count for Eddie Sanchez. It's 3rd time up. There's the leg kick, and there's a strike on the first pitch, 0-1.
There's the fastball.
There's the leg kick.
Yes.
There's the leg kick. His leg kick has been non-existent ever since his first walk when he had some runners on.
Yeah, he's taking his time right now. He's not worried about the steal.
He's not worried about the steal.
He's not.
The 0-1. Not as much of a leg kick there as that ball sails into the trees, 0-2.
And you know why? It was because of a really big lead at second base from Justin Hurt. He was halfway down the line. The reason being he knows that Hernandez is not going to throw back to second. Look where he's setting up. Look how far off the bag he is.
That's almost in banana land.
I hit him.
And that ball, that's going to be a hit by pitch. So bases loaded with 2 outs. I think that hit the umpire as well.
Oh, yeah.
The umpire is getting checked out, too.
Hope he's okay. Oh, no, he's just getting balls. He was just.
No, it hit the umpire on his face mask.
Oh, that might be the best. Umpires and same thing with goalies and catchers, they say the best spot to get hit is the mask. Usually you just get a little rattled, but it doesn't really hit. Oh, he's pointing at it right now, actually. Yeah, maybe he's saying the chest.
Caden Hart up to bat for his 3rd time. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Would I say it's an ideal situation? Not so much, because you could either start it or ruin a good thing. Hernandez in a jam. Leg kick still present. First pitch too low, ball 1.
Hey, you play ball for a reason. There might be 2 outs, and you might ground out, but you want to give it your best right here.
Brad Curtis warming up in the Amsterdam bullpen in case any more runs happen.
The opening day starter, Brad Curtis.
For 5 seconds. Next pitch, swing and a miss, 1-1.
Wind over here. Oh, my goodness. That was a whiff.
Yes, indeed.
Blew it by.
For the listeners at home, yes, whiff means swing and a miss. Those that are unfamiliar with baseball. The 1-1. Lined into center. And a great play on the ball by Felipe. No runs scored. Hernandez is out of the jam. And Amsterdam has a chance to add some insurance in the top of the 5th. Start off the top of the 5th, we have Brandon McCrane for his next attempt. McCrane, very solid so far. A rocket start to his Mohawks career. Hoping to add some insurance. First pitch high in the air, down the first base line, and that's going to be caught by Hawk.
That's a nice catch. That was up against the fence.
One pitch, one out for McCrane, and now Ladahoff steps into the plate.
Yeah, really, really good catch right there because that's close to the wall. You got to make sure you know your ballpark well.
Ladahoff didn't really do that much this game.
Yeah,
he is due, though. First pitch, ball, 1-0.
He was 0 for 2 yesterday when he parked one up over the Mohawk monster.
The 1-0 pitch, another fastball, and there you go.
I told you.
There you go. That wasn't a liner, but it was kind of a bouncer that went over the fence and nearly hit a fan.
Thank God it was a bouncer, because if it came our way, I would have had enough time to get a hand in front of it. But if it's a liner, I don't know.
So not only was that a strike on the field, that was a strike to the section. There's a strike to the parking lot. Another foul ball makes it 1-2.
Ladahoff, who leaves on June 4th, is just trying to damage everything he possibly can before he leaves.
Ladahoff leaves on June 14th, so
June 14th.
He has a bit more time.
Okay, good. I know you fans at home think that's good, too. Team MVP last year.
The 1-2, here he goes. And that pitch in the dirt. So not a strike. On the field, in the seats, in the parking lot. No harm on that one.
Finally get to see the lights. Look at the field. It's all lit up really nicely.
Grounder, that's another foul ball. Still 2-2 count. Ladahoff taking some practice hacks.
It's really nice how it's 8:15 and the sun has not, well, the sun might have set, but it's still semi-light out.
You can't really see the sun, though.
Yeah, it's somewhere. Probably in California.
Here's the 2-2, and that is high and inside. A full count for Ladahoff.
Really good at bat from him. Fought off 2 tough pitches earlier. Worked it full.
By far his best at bat of the day thus far. Let's see if he can get on base. The pitch, lined to third. Hard to first in time. 2 out.
Good piece of hitting right there, but he drilled it directly at the third baseman. That's baseball.
Baseball, you can get lucky, or you can get unlucky. That was unlucky. That was great contact
really
by
good
Ladahov,
contact.
but just didn't go his way. It was kind of like if you do a perfect in MLB The Show,
Yeah.
and it's a line out right to the
You could see he's frustrated because he got a pitch to hit and he just didn't put it where he wanted to. And it's obviously hard to aim in baseball unless you're Babe Ruth and you point.
Now here's a guy who's been getting pitches to hit, Chris Holcraft.
Not that one.
That one wasn't. It was behind him, but I mean, hey, I'll take it.
Reverse
We'll take
broadcasters, Jinx?
1-0.
Those reverse broadcasters, Jinx. He would have had to spin around backwards to hit that one.
Next pitch, not so wild, but in the dirt, 2-0 count.
I should probably change the inning. I feel like that's necessary.
Yeah, we don't have our producer, Nick Phillips, here. He only is at home games. So a lot more work required from us. 2-0, 3-0, another wild pitch. This one well away from Holcraft. Nearly got past the catcher, well outside. 3-0, the count.
My friend goes, "Where's the game at? I'm trying to watch. Is it only radio?" I was like, "Yep."
And Holcraft gets walked on 4 pitches, his second base of the day.
I told him, I was like, the only reason this is free to everybody because it's radio. And he's like, where's the game? I can only hear you.
Well, you got to live and learn sometimes as fans that not everything is picture perfect.
We have to get somebody refunded, by the way.
Depends on who it is. Depends on who it is.
We do have to work that out. If you bought the game,
if it was a enemy scout, then no, we can't do refunds.
No.
First pitch to Touchstone is inside, 1-0.
If you paid $10 for the game on our broadcasting feed on the Team One app, contact Amsterdam Mohawks. We'll refund you.
A bit of control issue now for the Diamond Dogs pitcher, as that is a free bag for Holcraft, his first stolen base of the game.
That was risky that he did not slide. He was in there safely, and him not sliding almost caused an out, but he stayed on the bag pretty well there.
That was a wild throw, too,
It
by
was.
Cerisi.
It was. We'll see what Griff has to say about that.
Griff loves his running.
He does. He likes slides. He likes good running. He likes leads that are not too far away from the base where you get caught. Is that going to be the theme of the year?
Who knows?
Yeah.
1-1.
Look at that.
That's going to be a pass ball, and Holcraft gets another base. He'll stay at third, as that's a very wide backstop.
It is.
That could be dangerous for catchers.
You're completely right. And, the reason that Holcraft is even on base is because of a 2-out walk, and those are the ones that just always come back to bite you. Obviously, it didn't come back to bite them yet, but now you got him 90 feet away.
Let's see if Touchstone can do the trick. He has a 2-1 count. Pass ball the last pitch. This pitch, high and well inside, 3-1. Control is becoming an issue for the Diamond Dogs.
Absolutely, and this is a hitter's count for Bray, so he might try and go the other way with this. We'll see.
Callaghan, the pitch. Chipped foul. Off the end of the bat. Now full count with 2 outs.
That right field, and they know the scouting report because he's a pole hitter, but that right field is wide open in between first and second, and then the right fielder is shifted over a little bit towards center.
High fly ball, and that's going to be foul. The at-bat still continues. A battle for Touchstone.
And if he kept that fair, then that would have been a perfect hit. Now look at the right fielder. He shifted even more to center field.
After the defensive adjustments, the full count pitch. And that's ball 4, so Touchstone takes his base. Second walk of the inning for Amsterdam.
Yeah, that was a really good at-bat that wore the pitcher down as well. And Zach Hernandez is going to get a visit from the coach right now.
Now, this is a guy who had a good at-bat last time. Jake Long, he hit a scorcher to the opposite side of the field. However, John Calabrese in left made a pretty solid play on it. Just only had to, backtrack a few steps. But that was amazing contact. If Jake Long gets a pitch to hit, warning, Amsterdam we have a problem.
Yes, absolutely. And I do want to make note of this. They have played Chelsea Dagger 5 times today. 5 times. This is the 5th time that they are playing it.
I think we need a little playlist revamp. If I put my playlist up in the in the PA booth,
like
if I was
everything.
allowed in the PA booth to begin with.
Well, that's
if I was in that PA booth, it would be a much better fan experience. I can assure you
deal
of
with that.
That's another scorcher, and will it split the gap? Yes, it will. This could be extra bases. Holcraft scores. Rounding third is Touchstone. The throw home is in time. So an extra base hit for Jake Long, only scores 1 run. It's 5-1 Mohawks. But Touchstone unable to get back to home in time. We'll be back with some more Mohawks baseball.
Thank you, Leo. And we head to the bottom of the 5th, where the Amsterdam Mohawks lead it 5-1. And leading off is Joey Calabresi, 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout and a pop-out to the right fielder.
Keep in mind, Calabresi also had the error at shortstop that kept a previous inning going.
New pitcher on the mound, it's Brad Curtis. First pitch is in the dirt. Skitters away from the catcher. 1-0.
The control. I really don't. It might be a problem for every college pitcher or every young arm, but I don't know. It just worries me. Like finding the strike zone is so important as a pitcher.
Here's the next pitch. It's ground ball to the shortstop, but it goes through for a base hit. Younghans couldn't get a glove on it as a split between Younghans and Harriel, and that's a hit for Calabresi.
I think that was just a tough play by Harriel, but an even tougher play for Younghans. If Younghans would have fielded that, he would have had to make a Troy Tulowitzki type of jump throw all the way to first base, and I don't think that throw would have been on time or on target.
Well, it's the second hit of the game, and now who had the first hit of the game? It's Ian Olschlager. He comes up 1 for 2. Runner on first. Curtis kicks and fires. First pitch, high.
That could be an arguable strike. I think that was touching the top of the zone, but the MLB challenge system is just not in effect right here.
And they checked the runner over at first, almost overthrew it, but a nice play by Ladahoff. And the growling is back from the PA system.
That's just going to be pointed out all the time. We don't like it as broadcasters. We're just trying to call
Curtis
a baseball
kicks and
game.
fires. In the dirt. Stopped really nicely by Walker. 2-0.
You know, I think Olschlager's just taking his time. I think he understands that Curtis is at a bit of a control issue right now in his first appearance as a Mohawk. And maybe the nerves are sweating for him. So Olschlager's, I think, kind of relaxed in the box.
Curtis kicks and fires. Breaking ball is down and low. 3-0 count.
And this is kind of proving my point. Olschlager hasn't taken a swing yet, and I think he's going to get the take signal from the third base coach.
I'd agree with you. Here's the pitch from Curtis, the 3-0. Kicks and fires. Nice fastball in there for a strike, 3-1.
That was not as high heat as Curtis was throwing previously. However, he just needed to throw a strike to stay alive in this at-bat.
Now the 3-1. Curtis gets the sign. And he fires. Popped up on the infield, coming on over as Ladahoff in foul territory. He makes the catch, 1 out.
That's a tough play by any first baseman. Just getting a foul ball that could be blinded by the lights, and an over-the-shoulder catch by Ladahoff for the first out. Very clutch play, because that could have been a problem if this at-bat kept going. It was a dangerous count already at 3-1.
Yep. Now it's Brandon Hawk. He's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. Still a runner on first. Joey Calabresi. Amsterdam leads it 5-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. And they check back the runner. And he's in there safely. And the growling. I think it's a dog being angry. And I think it's supposed to represent the fans being angry at a throw over. Here's the 0-0 from Curtis. In the dirt, 1-0.
You know, that'd be a good guess, but that dog noise has been playing for more than just pickoffs.
They're mad at a lot of things, apparently.
Mad that it's a 5-1 game, not in their favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be the case,
They're
yeah.
mad yesterday in an 11-3 loss. Here's the 1-0 with 1 out. Kicks and fires. In there for a strike. Nice fastball from Curtis.
Fans are disagreeing with that call. They think it was a bit outside or even a bit too high. I think it was at the right level. It could have been a bit outside, but I think that was a solid pitch by Curtis overall.
Here's the 1-1 from Curtis to Hawk. And he checks back over the runner, second pickoff. No, it's not the MLB, so he can throw over as many times as he wants.
And to prove your point, the growling happened again at another pickoff.
Here's the 1-1. Curtis gets the sign, kicks and fires, delivers. Pitch is popped up in the air. Coming on over is McCrane in the outfield, but Holcraft calls him off on the edge of the infield, 2 aside here.
I've been impressed these past 2 days about Holcraft's mobility. He can get anywhere in the field. He's made plays on the left side of the bag near the shortstop territory, and especially in the outfield, more so right field. He's caught a couple fly balls, called Brandon McCrane off. Very impressive to see that he can do that at the college level.
Absolutely. He looks like a shortstop playing second base, and now it's Justin Hurd who's walked twice. He was caught stealing in his last time up. First pitch from Curtis is a breaking ball outside, ball 1. Pardon me, I don't think he was caught stealing. I do have it that he was, I think it was a fielder's choice. That might have been what it was. Here's the 1-0. Curtis gets the sign, kicks and fires. Pitch is way high, 2-0.
So back to the high-speed pitches, and the control is again becoming a problem.
2-0 here, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Amsterdam leads it 5-1. Hurd at the plate. Curtis gets the sign, kicks and fires. Fastball, swing and a miss. Threw it right by him, 2-1.
I think that pitch was outside of the strike zone, too. That was just a bit high. But I think that was a chance taken by the batter. And as a batter, you kind of have to take chances in order to win baseball games.
Absolutely. Here's the 2-1 from Curtis. Got the fastball in there for strike 2, and now it's a 2-2 count with 2 outs.
That looked right down the middle, maybe a little to the left of the plate.
If even.
That was a warning sign, I think, by Curtis.
Here's the 2-2 with 2 outs. Curtis kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. He got him. Curtis strikes him out, and that retires the side. Amsterdam will come up to bat here in the top of the 6th. Don't go anywhere on ABN. The Mohawks lead it 5-1. Welcome back as the Amsterdam Mohawks lead it here in the top of the 6th, 5-1. And a new pitcher on the mound for, for the Diamond Dogs. It's Drew Harris. And up to the plate is Jaden Harriel. He's 2 for 2 so far. And the first pitch is in there for a strike.
Drew Harris out of George Mason University.
Yeah, for a strike. Scoreboard got messed up. Here's the 0-1. 1-1. You can go back to what you were saying. The scoreboard they had 2 balls and 1 strike, and now they deleted it.
Drew Harris out of George Mason University. His first year with the Diamond Dogs, looking to make an impression.
Harris kicks and fires. Curveball is fouled back to the right side. 1-2.
Harriel's had a solid day today. He's gotten some hits. I think he has 2 hits on the day.
Yes, he does. 2 for 2. He scored on the last one.
Well, the baby blue bat might be doing wonders.
Here's the 1-2. Kicks and fires as Harris. It's low. So Harriel on a 2-2 count. Nobody out, nobody on. 7 hits to 2 in favor of the Amsterdam Mohawks. Harris gets the sign. He winds and fires. And he spikes that one. Nowhere near the plate, 3-2.
That has to be like the 10th pass ball of the game. And pass balls are really dangerous in a park like this in Little Falls, New York, because the backstop, oh boy, it's big.
It is huge.
That's a catcher's worst nightmare.
Now the 3-2. Harris gets the sign, kicks and fires, delivers to Harriel, and it's fouled back behind the plate. We'll do it again. Sun is set. The night sky is becoming dark. The lights are on. Here's the 3-2. Harris kicks and fires. High ball 4, and the leadoff man gets on. It's Harriel.
Oh, that's his 3rd time on base today. His first walk of the game. He's still 2 for 2, but this just adds on to his OBP. Very impressive start to the year for Jaden Harriel.
And if you know us, you know we love on-base plus slugging. That is the stat we are going to be using the most. And that'll bring up the catcher, Wes Walker.
He's using the same bat as Harriel,
yes.
The baby blue.
And he got a single with it last time. They went back-to-back hits last time.
I think it might be a lucky bat for Walker.
Here's the pitch. Walker swings, rips one up the middle, base hit. Rounding second is Harriel. He goes to third. The cutoff is thrown to, and that will put runners at the corners.
A beautiful hit and run for the Amsterdam Mohawks. Harriel was looking to steal second, but the high pitch by Walker, you can't really pass up an opportunity like that. That ball was lined, splitting between shortstop and second base. Good enough for a single, and good enough for Harriel to get to third. If that was not an attempted stolen base, I think Harriel would have been in second.
Now it's Alex Youngins. He's 1 for 2 on the day, the shortstop. And he's looking to bring in a run here. Nobody out, runners at the corners. First pitch, delivers, in there for a strike from Harris. 0-1 count. Oh, they have pizza here.
That's making me hungry.
Yeah, it's making me hungry too.
If only we had somebody that could, Yeah.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss at the disgusting breaking ball in the dirt.
Youngins looking for a bit of a power swing. He got a hit last time up with an RBI, and I think he's just trying to add on to that tally. He's a very aggressive hitter, known for his contact at Wake Forest.
Drew Harris looking for the strikeout. Next pitch is high, 1-2. It'd be a monumental strikeout here because it would set up the double play and no runs in the inning.
Youngins barely played his freshman year at Wake Forest, but he's known as a vital part of the locker room.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. The off-speed pitch gets him.
Youngins, that's what happens when you use the power swing too much. The off-speed pitches will fool you. When you get a power swing, your zone kind of becomes a bit smaller because you're looking to really pinpoint the ball. When you're in a contact swing, you're kind of looking for like a lot of the ball. When you're at a power swing, you have to hit the ball at a precise point.
Tucker Smith will come into pinch hit here. Here's the pitch, kicks and fires, chopper down the left side. It's a base hit. That'll score a run. Tucker Smith on the first pitch he sees coming into the game. It's an RBI single, and the Mohawks lead it 6-1.
That was just a bad bounce. The ball bounced off the edge of the grass, meaning the dirt, and I think that trickled over the third baseman, and Caramelli could not make that play at short.
So the Mohawks lead at 6-1, and it comes back to the top of the order for Luke Filippi.
Filippi has been on base mainly from walks. Let's see if he can swing the bat a little bit. This would be a perfect time. 1 out, runner on second and first. He's got to be aggressive now.
Harris kicks and fires, pitches in the dirt. Nice block by the catcher, Solidify, behind the plate. And yet, to your point, Filippi 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, but has a walk in the first inning, and he got picked off. That was the first out of the game.
He might be getting on base again. Drew Harris, his control, I say this a lot about control, but control is just non-existent.
The 1-0 is outside, 2-0 now.
That's proving my point as I speak. I don't mean to sound like a Walt Clyde Frazier, but a little razzle-dazzle effort there by me.
Here's the 2-0 with 1 out, runners at first and second. Harris kicks and fires. Off-speed pitch is in there for a strike, 2-1.
That was a very solid off-speed pitch. It tailed right at the bottom of the zone, and a great frame by Cerise to really hammer down the first strike.
Next pitch is inside.
Oh, we could get bases loaded here sometime soon.
Score is 6-1. The scoreboard has it as 5-1.
Maybe the PA announcers are getting some food.
So, yeah, next pitch was inside 3-1. So here's the 3-1 with runners at first and second. Kicks and fires in the air to right field. Coming on over is Sanchez. He dives, and he does not make the catch. Everybody advances a base. It was a really tricky play. We'll see what they score it. And nonetheless, Filippi gets on base with what I would personally call a hit, and they do give it a hit, and I do agree with that.
They didn't change the run portion on the scoreboard, but I do agree that should have been a hit. That was a very hard play in right field by Sanchez. He had to slide down. He had to extend the glove out to his left side, and I think the slide was kind of inaccurate, I'd say. The slide, he kind of slid forward instead of sideways. I should have tried for the shoestring catch, the little dive out in front method.
That was,
I think, like a 15% probability either way.
Now it's Brandon McCrane. Harris kicks and fires. First pitch, and a really nice pitch at strike 1. A really nice frame from Cerise behind the plate. He sold that pitch.
Cerise, he's had the framing. He's not had the arm, though. A few Mohawk steals throughout this game.
The 0-1 is cut on and missed. Strike 2 at the second breaking ball of this at-bat. So Harris trying to escape a jam here with 1 out and the bases loaded. Pitching to McCrane, pitching him low to try and get the double play. Here's the 0-2 with 1 out. Harris kicks and fires. It's lined and caught. The off-speed pitch stayed up. They double him off.
There's the double play.
They double off the runner at first.
Filippi with another base running error. That's going to be something he has to work on.
That's his second of the game. He thought that ball was going to go into left field. Instead, it's a double play. And Harris gets out of the jam. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere. The Mohawks lead at 6-1 on ABM. Welcome back here where the Mohawks lead at 6-1 on ABN. We're here in the bottom of the sixth, so Reese is up to bat. Same pitcher in for Amsterdam. It is Brad Curtis, and so Reese is at the plate. First pitch, kicks and fires, and an ugly swing for the first strike.
That was a big breaking ball by Curtis. I think that was the most movement I've seen on a pitch all game by either team.
Absolutely. Here's the 0-1 from Curtis. Another breaking ball, swing, and it's fouled back, hit the catcher and the umpire.
Another breaking ball by Curtis. This one did not have that much break on it, but it did the job, sort of.
So it did a pretty good job. 0-2 count in favor of Brad Curtis as he looks for the punch out here. Here's the 0-2 to Solis. Curtis kicks and fires. Fastball. Just missed. 1-2.
There's the high-speed pitch. I think he was trying to get Solis to bite, and by bite meaning swing and a miss. That was a perfect location. I think that's exactly where he wanted it, too.
Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt, and now it's 2-2.
So what do you go here? Do you go breaking ball, which you've gone 3 times, it's worked 2 out of the 3. You go fastball, it was a good idea, but it just didn't work. I'd say he's got to go fastball.
I would go fastball too. Here's the 2-2. Fastball high and inside, almost hit him, and that'll make the count fold.
You know, the problem is he just doesn't have the command on the fastball. His breaking ball is good because even though it's out of the zone, it still works. Like, it's still a swing and a miss.
Curtis getting the sign. Here comes the payoff pitch to Solis. Curtis kicks and fires. Breaking ball in the dirt. Ball 4 and a really good at-bat from Nico Solis to work that count full and get the walk.
Only 2 fastballs used on that at-bat by Curtis, which is not something that I was used to seeing because most of his prior at-bats have been with the high heat.
Now it's Sean Stoney, and to keep in mind, the outfield scoreboard still is refusing to believe that this score is 6-1. And they still have it as 5-1. So Reese gets his lead at first. Curtis kicks and fires, swinging a high fly ball to center field. Going over is Felipe. He'll get under it and make the catch. And that's a really, really hard first out for the Mohawks.
I think he was blinded by the lights a little bit. And he kind of had to backtrack a bit. And then backtrack a bit, then I don't know. I just lost my train of thought. But he backtracked a bit, and then he had to like underhand scoop it.
Well, now it's Calabrese and throw over to first. As that, absolutely a really tough play. And we are going to get a cheeseburger review at some point here. We have the chicken tender one. Oh, dancing at first is so nice. Here's the pitch, and it's high. So we're going to quickly. All right, tell me when you're ready to go. I'll cut the camera.
Oh, I was born ready. So I'm not a big chicken tender guy, but I am a big cheeseburger guy. Now this kind of looks a bit depressing. There's ketchup on it. There's cheese. There's burger
Here's
meat,
the
which
1-0. Inside ball too.
I don't know if this is artificial. Could you guys tell if this is artificial or not? Well, I guess we'll find out.
What do you think?
It does the job.
There you go. Here's the 2-0. Fastball in there for a strike, 2-1.
This is kind of like a ballpark cheeseburger. The ketchup really brings out most of the flavor. The MVP of this is the ketchup. Overall, like, this is like a cafeteria cheeseburger. I'd demote the rankings a bit. I'd say this is like a 2.6789 out of 10.
Wow. Wow. We're getting up in the OPS with the 769. Here's the 2-1 with Rice dancing at first. Kicks and fires. It's fouled back to the right side. 2-2. Almost dribbled up the right field foul line to stay fair, but kicked foul. So Curtis now in a 2-2 count, I'm pretty sure. Scoreboard doesn't want to believe it.
Oh, it looks like his bat broke.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Calabrese is getting a new bat, and there it is.
Well, if you watch college baseball, you know these players use aluminum and metal, but when you get to PGCBL, they try and get you ready for the pros, and I think Cape Cod as well, I think they also use wood. So they use wood here, and you get the beautiful cracks of the bat. It's obviously a little bit of an adjustment going from metal and aluminum to wood, but if you're good enough at this sport to be here, you're good enough to hit a wood bat. Here's the 2-2. Kicks and fires, fouled back. And now the scoreboard has to put 2-2.
Have you ever seen a patty get ripped and then stacked on top of each other? Because that's what happened in this
Was it
cheeseburger.
folded?
I don't even know, but it seems like the dinosaur growls that we've been hearing from the PA booth have been kind of put into this cheeseburger a bit too.
The 2-2. Outside breaking ball, 3-2 with a runner at first and 1 out. So Rice has been dancing at first base, trying to get the attention of Curtis. Curtis seems to be unfazed. It's a 3-2 count. We'll see if he goes here. Curtis gets the sign. Kicks and fires. Fastball high, and it's ball 4. So now 2 men on via the walk, and that'll bring up Edwin Sanchez.
Oh, this is a scary situation for Curtis. 2 men on base. Even though it seems like a faraway game, this could very well be a close game, as we saw last night.
Well, one swing of the bat would make it a 6-4 game, and the fans here might think it's a 5-1 game. It is still yet to be corrected. I can't believe this. Well, here's the 0-0 pitch from Curtis. Gets the sign, kicks and fires. Breaking ball, looked like a strike, and it's called a ball. The Amsterdam Mohawks dugout disagrees. The catcher checking where it was.
You know, I actually disagree. I think this was a bit inside. It was close to the zone, but it might have been a few inches off.
Here's the 1-0. Curtis looks the runner at second, now delivers home. 2-0. Missed down low. Sanchez is 0 for 2 today. He was hit by the pitch in his last at-bat. Had a 5 unassisted in his second at-bat and a fly out to center field in his first. Here's the 2-0 with runners at first and second, 1 out. Curtis kicks and fires. Fastball foul back and out of play. Finally, some normal sound effects here.
No, perfect timing. I just finished a top 5 burger in history.
Here's the 2-1.
Sarcasm.
Curtis looks back at the runner at second. Now he kicks and fires. Fastball's low, and that's 3-1. So Curtis in a little bit of trouble here, finding the zone, and he's in striking distance of loading the bases here.
Well, this could be a bad situation for Curtis. I don't know who's warming up in the Mohawks bullpen. It looks like number 7, but I can't really tell from afar.
The 3-1 swing, and that ball's hit to the left side. They call it foul. It was a really nice play at third by Harriel. He stepped on the base and was ready to throw to first for the inning-ending double play. But the home plate umpire rules it foul, and I think he was right. It looked to come up on the wrong side of the base.
I think that hit foul way before Harriel even got close to it.
Yep. Those are always tough calls when you're back at home plate. You have a good view, but it's obviously easier when there is a third base umpire standing directly on the line. Now it's 3-2 with 1 out, runners at first and second. Mohawks up 6-1 here, bottom of the 6th. Curtis gets the sign, looks back at second, kicks and fires. Fastball is popped up, foul. And out of play, and that hits something. That hit something.
Some foul balls to the stadium could have done a lot of damage, especially with my car, more specifically my car, which I foolishly parked all the way by that tennis court. If there's a ball in my windshield, I probably would still drive home, but I'd be pretty pissed off, right?
I'd agree. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss! A monumental strikeout from Curtis, and now there's 2 outs in the inning.
I wouldn't say that was exactly what the Mohawks needed, but it definitely helped them a lot. The runners aren't advancing. If it was a bases-loaded situation, it would have been some trouble. But hey, a strikeout, who doesn't love a strikeout in baseball, at any level of baseball?
Well, now it's Caden Hart who walks up to the NFL on Fox theme song. Love that. Still runners at first and second, now 2 outs. Mohawks lead 6-1, bottom 6. Curtis gets the sign, kicks and fires, ripped foul at the left side.
That was a laser. I think that almost drilled the third base coach. I don't know how he stood like a statue on that one. If I was a third base coach, I'd probably be diving like a third base man.
Yeah, he was unfazed there. And now it's 0-1 with 2 outs here. Curtis gets the sign, looks at second. Now he winds, kicks and fires. Breaking ball, swing and miss, 0-2.
A nice little off-speed action there for Curtis. He took a break from that a bit. Kind of had to lock in for that last at-bat. Struck out the last hitter on a fastball. Great to see that he has the off-speed stuff still ebbing and flowing.
Here's the 0-2. Curtis gets the sign, kicks and fires. Fastball just missed.
I have to disagree. I think that was a strike. That was a great frame job by Wes Walker. And I think even though it did look down, I think the frame was really the final icing on the cake for that to be ruled a strike. But, hey, it's not my game.
Well, the umpires in the stands agree with you. Here's the 1-2. Curveball, swing and a miss. He struck him out. A huge strikeout from Curtis to retire the side. No run score. The Mohawks lead it 6-1. Don't go anywhere. You're watching on ABN. Welcome back here at Veterans Memorial Park. We're set to lead off the top of the 7th, where the Mohawks lead at 6-1. And Cade Ladahoff is going to lead us off here. Same pitcher on the mound, Drew Harris, for the Diamond Dogs.
Ladahoff, he's due for a hit. He's really due for a hit. And after that last inning blunder by Felipe, his second base running error of the game, his 4th of the season.
So now Ladahoff, he's 0 for 3 today, looking to get a hit here. Harris kicks and fires. Ladahoff fouls one back. Will the catcher get it? Yes, he does.
What a play by Cerisi.
A phenomenal catch by Cerisi. And Kay Ladahoff is shockingly 0 for 4.
You know, Cerisi might not have the arm, but he definitely has the glove and the range. His frames have been good, and not only that, that was an impressive play. And that's one of the good things about having a big backstop. If you're a catcher and there's a high pop-up that could go over the fence, there's a chance that, I don't know, that couldn't go over the fence.
Now here's Chris Holdcraft. Kicks and fires as Harris in there for strike 1. So 1 out here in the top of the 7th. The Mohawks lead it 6-1. 10 hits to 2. Harris gets a sign, kicks and fires. Ripped. Really nice play by Stoney. He throws the first in time.
Oh, that was amazing contact by Holcraft. That was more of a perfect. That kind of did not go his way. That was just a great hit, but to the wrong place in the field.
A really nice play right there. And that'll bring up Bray Touchstone, the DH today.
Oh, this is a quick inning so far. Let's see if Touchstone could do a little 2-out rally, which the Mohawks actually did in the 4th.
First pitch is low, breaking ball, 1-0.
I wouldn't even classify that as a rally because most of these innings have just been one-run innings besides the second inning, which wasn't a 2-out rally.
Here's the pitch. Kicks and fires. In there for a strike, 1-1.
Well, now the scenery is starting to fade a little bit. It's getting darker out now.
Curtis kicks and fires. Ball is hit in the air to center field. Coming on over is the shortstop, Calabretti, but the center fielder Hart calls him off, and it's a 1-2-3 inning as he gets under it for the third out. The Mohawks go down in order, and we'll go in for the stretch time here on ABN. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the bottom of the seventh, where the Mohawks lead at 6-1. Joey Gesowicz on to pitch here.
Representing Latham, New York, goes to SUNY Brockport. Didn't pitch last season, was a redshirt, looking to get some more experience here. That's what summer ball is all about.
Well, now it's Joey Calabretti, the shortstop, come to bat here, and kicks and fires, blew it by him, strike one.
Now, I've been saying high heat all game. That was probably the highest heat I've seen. This might be because it's right off the gate, but that sidearm slot is definitely contributing.
Gesowicz kicks and fires, ball is fouled off, not out of play. Walker trying to come over, and now it is out of play.
That was there was a small chance that ball went into the no-fence dugout, but instead it went right on top on the deck.
1 for 3 is Calabretti.
Calabretti, he needs a rally or something. The Diamond Dogs want to win.
Sidearm pitch outside.
This is by far the highest. The heat meter is rising every single pitcher. I think this is, ever since the starting pitcher to now, we've seen more fastball velocity.
Swing and a miss, strike three. Got him with the fastball. And one out here in the bottom of the seventh.
And that fastball, that's been his pitch. He hasn't really thrown that much off speed like we've seen in practice. But in game settings, it's all about the fastball. And I think that's what gets him through innings like these.
So here's Olschlager, kicks and fires, and that ball's tapped back foul. 0-1 count with one out here. Hits are 10-2 in favor of the Mohawks. They lead the game 6-1.
Also, one error in favor of the Mohawks, not in favor of the Diamond Dogs. And that was by Calabretti, who's just got out.
0-1, tapped back to the mound. Off the hand of Gesowicz. It's going to be an infield single.
You know, I'd love to argue if Gesowicz did not put a hand on that ball, Youngins would have had an easier play. or Holocraft. But since Gesowich was trying to field that, maybe have a chance with his bare hand, I think the bounce off his hand kind of trickled the ball away to the left side of the field, and Youngins had to kind of switch directions, take a different route, and that's why it resulted in a hit.
Yes. So now a man on first. Gesowich kicks and fires and deals. Fastball is high, 1-0. Man on first via the infield hit. It's Olschlager, and now it's Braden Hawk. Here's the 1-0. Kicks and fires. Off-speed pitch, just outside, ball 2.
I don't know if is Gesowich getting that many jams? Let's see if he's comfortable in jams. Every pitcher tonight has gotten in some sort of pickle.
Gesowich kicks and fires. The 2-0. Fastball outside, 3-0.
Now this is the most important time where you can't get in a jam because we're at the latter stretch of a baseball game, and that's where runs, if you believe it or not, really kind of trickle in. Like, this is where some runs actually do score.
Here's the 3-0. Fastball in there for a strike.
Easy, 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 easy. That was not as high speed as he used to throw, but that was high speed enough that it was threatening, but it got the job done. It got in the zone. It's a strike.
Here's the 3-1. Fastball high, ball 4. So
now that was not a strike.
On first and second.
Oh, now runners on second and first with 1 out. Could we see a DP ball by Gesowich?
Well, that will bring up Justin Hurd, who's 0 for 1 today. He walked twice. He struck out. And Gesowich is going to look for the double play ball. Amsterdam playing double play depth right now. So here's Justin Hurd. Gesowich gets the signs, kicks and fires, delivers. Fastball is up and in, ball 1.
Well, we got another new pitcher warming up for the Amsterdam Mohawks. That I'm unsure of because he still has his sweatshirt on, but we will let you know in the coming minutes.
Here's the 1-0. Swing, and that ball's fouled back.
No, Gesowich with a 1-1 count. Definitely not ideal in this situation because now I think the batter's going to be looking to swing.
Here's the 1-1 from Gesowich. Kicks and fires, swing and a miss.
And there's my point. The batter swung, but he missed. The high heat just got to him.
Now 1-2. Runners at first and second here. In the bottom of the 7th, the Mohawks on top.
Now the scenery's really fading away. Now it's starting to get a little scary. Kind of want this game to end right now.
Here's the 1-2. Outside, just missed, 2-2.
And the Mohawks have a pretty deep pitching staff too. So it's safe to warm up another pitcher, even though I think Gesowich has it under control.
Gesowich gets the sign, looks back at second, kicks and fires. The 2-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Gesowich gets the strikeout he wanted, and now 2 aside here in the bottom of the 7th.
That pitch was a bit outside. I don't know why that was a swinging strike. That should have been ball 3, but hey, I mean, anything to kind of get this game moving along and get out of here the right way.
So now it'll bring up Nico Sorais, the catcher, who made a really nice play on Kate Ladahoff last inning. Gesowich gets the signs. Looks back at second, kicks and fires. The 0-0. Fastball in there for a strike, 0-1.
I've been really impressed with Cerese's defense. Not his offense it's kind of been non-existent, I'd say. And in terms of defense, the glove part, not the arm.
Here's the 0-1. And he'll step off, and looks like something got in the eye of Cerise as he had to take time for a second. Oh, look at this. They brought us a table.
Oh,
in
wow.
the 7th inning.
If this was brought out maybe 2 hours and 30 minutes ago, we would have maybe said thank you. But now we're in the middle of a broadcast, so we can't really say anything. But
here's the 0-1, swung on a miss, strike 2. You know, I asked them for it when we first got here, and they said, no, we don't have any more. And, well,
maybe the concessions closed, so now they brought us a table.
I feel like that was kind of pity.
I think we're kind of comfortable here, but
I wouldn't say comfortable.
Yeah, I'm not really comfortable. I can't wait to get back in my car.
Here's the 0-2. Kicks and fires, and that one just missed 1-2. Good pitch there.
You know, it'd be better if they put some food on the table, because we can't really move our stuff right now in the middle of the broadcast. If they put some, I don't know, maybe refreshments.
Here's the 1-2. Tapped back in front of the mound. They're going to call it a fair ball. Really nice play by the catcher. Walker in time to let off for the out, and that retires the side. A bare hand play by Walker, and the Mohawks escape the jam. They lead it 6-1. We'll head to the top of the 8th. Don't go anywhere on ABN. We welcome you back to Veterans Memorial Park, where Jake Long will lead things off here in the top of the 8th. Let me switch that on our feed. Still into pitches, Drew Harris. He kicks and fires. First pitch is outside for a ball.
You know, Long, in his last 2 at-bats, he had 2 line drives, but they were just to the wrong place at the wrong time.
Here's the 1-0. Fastball missed, 2-0.
I don't think he should even aim for a line drive. I think a ground ball that splits the middle between second base and shortstop should do the trick.
Here's the 2-0. Harris kicks and fires. Fastball in there for a strike. Jake Long, 2 for 3 today with a single and a double. Very good night for him. Here's the 2-1. Harris kicks and fires. Pitch is high. Just missed the belt tie part of the zone, so that'll make it 3-1.
Well, he could get on base again with a walk, but I'm pretty sure his last at-bat was a line out to center.
Here's the 2-1. Kicks and fires in there for a strike, 2-2. Or 3-2, pardon me. Well,
2-2.
No, scoreboard, no, it's 3-2. Look at stat. Don't know why they, there it is. They
yeah.
changed it.
Okay. This scoreboard needs some work.
Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with the fastball.
Not the at-bat that he was looking for. I think he was trying to go for more of a contact approach this time. Even though it didn't work out, you can't really get a contact swing on a fastball too often.
But now here's Jaden Harriel, who's 2 for 2. He walked his last at-bat. Came around to score in the 4th. Harris gets the sign, kicks and fires. Fastball fouled back into the parking lot, 0-1.
That was a rip by Harriel with the baby blue bat on display once again. He's been solid today. He's been on base all 3 times, 2 for 2 with a walk. Hopefully he can continue his hot streak.
Here's the 0-1. Fastball is just outside, 1-1. Really nice pitch there.
You think it's going to be safe to drive back home?
Yeah. People do it all the time. I know it's tough for us, obviously, but next pitch is in the dirt. It's obviously tougher for us because, you know, we're city in Long Island, but, sorry, pardon me, last pitch was a strike. But they do it all the time. It was foggy last night, so that's what you got to look out for.
I don't know. The windy roads here, it's crazy.
Kicks and fires. Swing, and it's tapped back foul. You're completely right. The roads are really scary at night. During the day, not so much. At night, Another thing that I think is scary is a deer could come out of nowhere and just run across the road, and you won't be able to see it.
I almost crashed into a baby deer today.
Oh, really?
That would have been sad.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. So back-to-back strikeouts for Harris via the fastball. And the Mohawks have one out left here in the top of the eighth. Now it's Wes Walker, who's had a phenomenal day at the plate. He's 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a fielder's choice.
Walker's also had a phenomenal day behind the plate, too. He's made some solid throws to second base, however, a bit bouncy.
Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt, and 1-0. So Harris, who pitched the last inning and let up a run, he kicks and fires, swing and a miss at the breaking ball in the dirt.
Those breaking balls in the dirt, those are not the right pitch to swing at. However, in baseball, it's common for a lot of people to swing at them because it's breaking balls and you expect them to be in the zone. Tough break.
Pardon me, Drew Harris let up a run in the 5th. So he's at 36 pitches right now. He kicks and fires, swing and a miss. Now 1-2 with 2 outs. And the Mohawks not really making contact here this inning. Drew Harris has done a really good job with his changeup and fastball mix. Now it's 1-2 to Wes Walker. Gets the sign, kicks and fires. Breaking ball in the dirt. Nice stop by the catcher.
I don't know why you would throw the breaking ball again. I get it. It's worked once before, maybe twice. If I was Drew Harris, I would have thrown the fastball.
Well, you can go up there and pitch right. No, I'm kidding.
I could.
2-2 in the dirt, and there is the fastball, but he spiked it. The catcher misses it. I'd love to see you just walk on the field like, hey, Drew, they called me in from the pen. I'm actually going to pitch right now. And just absolutely throw a 98 dart, like right across the plate.
It would work better when the Mohawks were in the field. Let's say I, run into...
Because you're wearing the colors.
No, my primary position, the outfield. If I run up to, maybe
Here's
Felipe...
The 3-2. Foul back.
If I run up to maybe Felipe and be like, you've had some base running errors today. Fielding's been solid, but they just want me in the game.
Yeah.
I might get a mixed reaction, but it'd be pretty funny.
It would be really funny. Here's the 3-2 from Harris. Kicks and fires. Pitches low, ball 4. So a really good at-bat from Wes Walker, who's had a phenomenal day at the plate. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Alex Youngins.
Youngins hasn't had that much of a phenomenal tenure at the plate for Amsterdam. He only has 1 hit in his 6 or 7 at-bats. The 1 hit, was an RBI single, though.
Yes, it was. To your point, and we'll try and get up his batting average. The live stats are being funky yet again. Sometimes they show it, sometimes they don't. 6-1 here, Amsterdam leads. Runner on first. Harris gets the sign, kicks, fires, in there for a strike. Fastball, 0-1. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th.
Youngins is due. I think this could be his moment right here.
Harris gets the sign, the 0-1, kicks and fires, swing and a miss.
That was a power cut. I think if he went for a contact cut to the right side because the first baseman is holding on Walker on the bag. So if he really tries to pull the ball, maybe get it into the corner, boy, that's some damage.
Here's the 0-2. That pitch is swung on, popped up, foul, way out of play. We'll do it again.
Youngins has had an impressive fielding day, too. I'd say he's more of a fielding shortstop based on what I've seen from him.
Here's the 0-2. Harris gets the sign, kicks and fires. Fastball high, 1-2.
Youngins, he's battling, though. He was at 0-2. He got a few wacky pitches. Then he got a high one. Let's see what comes next.
Here's the 1-2. Kicks and fires. In the dirt. Nice block by Sorais behind the plate to make sure that Wes Walker didn't advance to second.
Well, I think that Cerise actually has been a phenomenal catching job today. Definitely one of the best I've seen in the PGCBL. Just the arm's not there.
Here's the 2-2 with 2 outs. Harris kicks and fires, swing, and that ball's popped up on the infield. Coming on over is Calabretti. He'll get under it. He makes the catch, and that retires the side. So the walk does nothing, and the Mohawks go down with no runs in the bottom of the 8th, but they still lead it 6-1. Don't go anywhere. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th. Welcome back on ABN to the bottom of the 8th where Sean Stoney leads off. Gesselwick still on to pitch here. Amsterdam up 6-1 in the bottom of the 8th. And it's getting dark here, and it's getting dark out on the Diamond Dawgs. They were blown out yesterday 11-3, and they're looking to at least keep it a little bit close here, and Sean Stoney is going to look to be the one to start the rally. Here's the first pitch from Gesselwick, and it's outside, ball 1.
You know, an 0-3 start is just not ideal in any sport, and in baseball, since it's a marathon of a season, you get some breathing room, but this is not a marathon of a season.
Here's the 1-0. Pitch is inside, it hit him. So that'll put Sean Stoney on with the hit by pitch, and it's exactly what you wanted. If you're the Diamond Dawgs, you get the leadoff man on.
And it looks like Gesselwick was just issued a warning by the umpire.
Really? What for?
For hitting the guy.
I don't think it was intentional, though.
Oh, just rubbing the ball? I've just received some confirmation by a fan behind me that it was just rubbing the ball. I got a little nervous there.
First pitch is outside for a ball. Yeah, no, I was wondering. I was like, I don't think it was intentional, but yeah, you can't scuff the ball up too much. And now Celebrese is, not Celebrese, my apologies. Gesselwick is going to have a chat with Walker right now about his command. And Calabrese is at the plate right now. He's walked all 4 times. Look at that. 0 for 0, 4 walks is the leadoff hitter for the Diamond Dawgs.
Is he really that dangerous of a hitter at Bucknell?
I guess so.
I mean, he's leading off for a reason. He has successfully gotten on base.
And he has the RBI from the bases loaded walk. So that's a really good day at the plate. You do nothing. Well, not you do nothing. You have no hits, but you get an RBI and nothing damages your average or OPS. Here's the 1-0. Kicks and fires. Up high, 2-0.
Oh, Calabrese, he might be walked for a 5th time if this keeps up. I think Gesselwick is just worried about his last HBP.
Here's the 2-0. Winds and deals, and he hits him. So back-to-back hit by pitches. The 5th walk, well, it's a hit by pitch, but the 5th walk of the day for Calabrese. This one on the hands of a beanball.
I would say he's lucky, but at the same time unlucky. That must have stung. At the same time, broadcaster Jinx does strike again. I said hit by pitch, and then, oh, wow, look, another hit by pitch.
Yeah, you called it to a T.
And
now,
Zach Breen is coming out to talk to Gesselwick.
Yeah, if any time you want to talk, it's right now. He's kind of lost his command. He hasn't thrown so many strikes this inning, and he's struggling out there. I mean, I'll tell you this. One big swing, and I know it's really hard to hit it out here with the dimensions, but one big swing makes it a 6-4 game. And you can even include the inside the park home run here because of how deep it is in center field.
I mean, I guess. Like, it could. If somebody got a perfect and drilled it into center field, yes, that is an inside the park home run, but that's very rare if that happens. I don't think anybody on this field has that type of power from what I've seen.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, that power is really tough to hit to center field. You know, you can have it down the left field line and all that, down the right field line, but it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game when it's in center field. I have an update for you. Lindor homered from both sides of the plate tonight, giving the Mets some insurance in the 8th inning. They're up 4-2 at home against the Rockies' top 9. Our owner, Brian Spagnuolo, is actually there right now. Here's the 0-0. Up high, ball 1.
A little concerning Spagnuolo's not at his products baseball game in the rare opportunity that the season only lasts 2 months. I thought he would be here watching his team, but instead he's watching a big league club.
The big league club's pretty good too. Next pitch is outside, 2-0.
There's the control again. I think he's just lost it. He needs to find back that control again, or else he's probably going to get taken out.
Here's the 2-0. Runners at first and second. Kicks and fires. He beamed him again. Back to back hit by pitches, and that draws some attention from the home crowd, and the umpire is going to talk to the pitcher right now. And you know what? we talked about the warning about scuffing the ball. This is where you can give a warning because that's 3 straight, and it might not be intentional, but you got to just watch out, and you got to just keep command.
I think Zach Breen's going to take him out, too. 3 hit by pitches in a row.
Yeah,
that's definitely not that's not a good sign for your first appearance of the season. Had a solid 7th inning, 8th inning, not so much. And it's a call to the bullpen.
Yeah, literally. We will step aside. Don't go anywhere. The bases are juiced for the Diamond Dogs on ABN. Sam Felice, he's been on the team for 3 years. He's the longest Mohawk. He's never pitched in a game. He's going to get it right here with the bases loaded in a 6-1 game here in the bottom of the 8th. Up to the plate is Caden Hart. What a moment for the kid. Sam Felice, here's the first pitch, swing and a miss at the high fastball.
Felice out of Siena College, representing Colony, New York, 2.2 innings pitched, a 27 ERA, four of those runs earned and 1 strikeout. He was ranked the 25th best recruit and 5th ranked overall among left-handed pitchers in the state of New York out of high school by perfect game.
Here's the 0-1. Felice kicks and fires, and it's up outside, 1-1.
Felice is one of the longest tenured Mohawks on the team. However, he has not gotten that many opportunities in summer ball. He has in Siena.
Here's the 1-1. Kicks and fires. Off-speed pitch fouled into the mitt, and now it's 1-2. Nobody out. Bases loaded here. Getting pretty dangerous here in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, bases loaded, no outs. This is definitely a dangerous situation if you're Amsterdam.
Here's the 1-2. Foul back. Just missed it.
It was smart to put in a lefty guy. I just don't know how many lefties were left on the team, because a lot of lefties were used yesterday. And with a bunch of righties coming up in a dangerous situation, you got to put in a lefty here.
Looks like the player called time, so we'll reset, and here comes the 1-2. Sam Felice at the mound, kicks and fires. The breaking ball, got him looking! Strike 3 call. The first batter he sees in the PGCBL with the bases loaded and nobody out. He strikes him out looking.
What a very wholesome moment for Felice, who's been on the team the past 3 years, experienced all the championships, or most of the championships. And now he's finally in action, making an impact. What a full circle moment for the kid.
Now it's Calabrese with the bases loaded and 1 out. Felice kicks and fires, swing and miss. 0-1 count. Bottom of the 8th, Amsterdam up 6-1. Felice eyes down his catcher, gets the sign. Kicks and fires, the 0-1. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 2. Some gross breaking balls from Sam Felice.
This is looking like the right decision by Griffin Amsterdam. As even though Gasiewicz was on fire, he was a bit too on fire. He was hitting some batters in the 8th inning, and that's why 3 runners are on base right now.
Here's the 0-2. Down low, 1-2.
The batter's got a little breathing room right now, so Felice, I don't know what he does. If he does breaking ball, if he goes back to his high-speed pitch. He's been high speed for most of this outing. I don't know what he would do now in this situation, though.
Here's the 1-2. Felice kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Sam with back-to-back strikeouts with the bases loaded.
So he goes back to the high-speed pitching, and it works. So that was a risky play because it could have been 50-50. If it was in the zone, it would be swung at. If it was not in the zone, I probably wouldn't have been swung at. These guys are aiming for a walk right now.
So now it brings up Olslinger, and he's looking to come up with the first hit to the new pitcher, Sam Felice. 2 outs, bases loaded. Kicks and fires, swing and a miss. Disgusting breaking ball action from Sam Felice to all 3 batters. Big moment here in the game. Big moment for the kid. Felice gets the sign, kicks and fires. Just missed on the outside. It was another off-speed pitch.
I think that was level with the strike zone, but I don't think it was outside. It might have been inside. Good frame job, though, by Wes Walker.
Here's the 1-1. That pitch is outside, fastball, 2-1.
We're definitely a bit high. Now the fastball is starting to lose some control. Does he go to the breaking ball now?
Here's the 2-1. In the dirt, but a really nice play from Walker to make sure that ball didn't squirt on by to the backstop. And now it's 3-1, so Felice, after striking out the first 2 that he saw, is in danger of walking in a run. Fortunately, it's a 6-1 game, but it would bring the tying run to the plate. The 3-1 with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a high fly ball to center field. Now comes over the right fielder, McCrane. He gets under it. He makes the catch, and it's 1-2-3 for Sam Felice. What a story. He gets put into a really tough situation, and he comes out with no runs and no hits. We head to the top of the 9th. The Mohawks lead it 6-1. We welcome you back to the top of the ninth. Hunter Smith on to pitch for the Diamond Dogs, and Luke Filippi, who has does not have an over. He's 1 for 4 today.
You know, I don't think that's Luke Filippi. If you look at the number.
You know what? You're right, and it's because I did the same mistake that I did yesterday with the 10-hitter lineup. It should be Smith. And if it is, he pops one up to the left side. Coming on over is Calabresi, but he's called off by the left fielder, and he drops the ball. Oh, wow, miscommunication in left field. It leads to an error.
That was a bit of a confident play by Calabresi. I think the shortstop, Calabresi, would have had that very easily. I think that was more of a shortstop play because that was in shallow left field. Calabresi thought he had a highlight, but I guess he didn't. Instead, it's a hit.
I 100% agree with you there. I think that was the shortstop's ball all the way, and he was called off last second by the outfielder. And unfortunately, if you're the shortstop, you have to listen because the outfielder has a better view than you because they're coming in on the ball. But, yeah, I 100% agree with you. I think that ball should have went to the shortstop. So
now here's Filippi.
Now here's Filippi. First pitch, up and in, almost hit him. So runner on first, it's Smith, who came in for Sebastian Harden in the EH spot. Here's the 1-0. Kicks and fires, up high, 2-0. Still something going on with the PA here. You can hear the crackling. It's not fire.
Oh, what if a ninth-inning rally happens? The control is not there for this Diamond Dogs pitcher.
Here's the pitch. That is high, and to your credit, way out of the zone, 3-0 count. You've been very big on control today, and it seems like the Diamond Dogs have had the least of it.
We'll see about that. It's a 3-0 count. It's going to get the take sign.
Here's the 3-0. That one's right down the middle. Took a little bit of velo off it, too.
That looked a little low, but it still stayed in the zone. Definitely a much better pitch than what I was used to seeing by this guy.
Here's the 3-1. Kicks and fires. That's outside ball 4. So the Mohawks have 2 runners on here. One via the error, one via the walked. And now it's Brandon McCrane. Still 6-1. Runners at first and second. Brandon McCrane. Kicks and fires. In the dirt.
Wow.
Nice stop.
That's a dangerous pitch. A great block again by Cerisi, who's been amazing on the glove. Not so much on the arm, but there it is again. His glove on full advantage.
6-1 game here. Hits are 10-3. The errors are 2-0 in favor of the Diamond Dogs. And it's McCrane at the plate in a 1-0 count. Runner at first. Here's the 1-0. Up and in, ball 2. And now the catcher, Cerise, will come out and speak to the pitcher and make sure he's in command. And for the 8th time today, Chelsea Dagger will play on the PA system.
I think this is just their fight song. It might not even be their mixtape. I think this is just a song that they are prone to play at any time.
It might be. Oh, they cut it off right by the good part. Now calls time. And he puts his mask back on. And McCrane gets set to hit this 2-0 pitch. Or possibly take it. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. 2-0 count. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, it gets away and it goes to the dugout. That should be a run for the Mohawks because it went into the dugout. He should get an extra base.
You know, I don't think that was an extra base because it was a pass ball. A run would have only happened if the ball was thrown into the dugout off an error.
It's really interesting.
But that was a pass ball. That got deflected off a catcher trying to block it. I don't think that's a run.
Well, nonetheless, both runners move up second and third, and yeah, it doesn't seem like a run, but if they put fencing in, oh, this wouldn't have happened. Here's the 3-0. That's a called strike.
Yeah, that was right down the middle. Tune down the velo a little bit. That's what you have to do in that situation, especially before Ladahoff comes up again, who is due.
Yes, he is, indeed. Runners at second and third, 3-1. Here's the pitch in the dirt, and now the bases are loaded. So just like last inning for the Mohawks defense, this time their offense has the bases loaded with nobody out. And coming to the plate is last year's team MVP, the all-dangerous K. Ladahoff.
Well, Ladahoff, this is his chance. He has 3 men on, no outs. He is 0 for 4. After his last pop fly that went all the way back to the PA booth and a bit of a sliding play there by Cerisi, he's due.
Here's the 0-0. It's in the dirt. Nice block by Cerisi. And it's 1-0.
I kind of predict that this could be a walk here because the pitcher's still being kept in. I don't think Ladahoff's going to swing based on these last 3 ABs. So this could be a free base.
Here's the 1-0. Kicks and fires. In the dirt again, it hits off the pitcher, and it skitters to the backstop, but it didn't go far enough away for Smith to move up and score.
That again hit the mask of Cerisi. It almost went into the dugout, but a sliding effort by Nick Cerisi to save that ball. He saved it with his bare hand, and that saved the run for now. It's 2-0.
I know you asked me this earlier about a mercy rule. Well, I found out from John it's 10 after 7. There's another rule after 5. Mohawks up 6-1 right now. Here's the pitch. And he gets the call with the fastball. Strike 1. So not to get ahead of ourselves, they are only up 5, but with this dangerous bat up at the plate, some damage could be done with the bases loaded. The 2-1, it's low, and now it's 3-1, and the only way damage could even happen is if he can get a pitch to hit.
Well, I think even with a walk, that's enough damage. That's going to drive in a run, make it 7-1. And I think, and the Mohawk Valley isn't even warming anybody up, so this might be it.
Here's the 3-1. It's outside ball 4. That brings in the run. And now it's a 7-1 game. The Mohawks really rallying here. And you said what would happen for a rally here with no command. And this is what's happening. So it looks like the pitching coach is going to come out and speak to the pitcher. With the score being 7-1, we'll see what they do here. To your point, there's nobody up in the pen. So they really cannot make a move.
Well, Mohawk Valley, they could make like a position change.
Yeah.
Like if there was somebody on an outfield or infield that is a two-way, like, oh no, maybe we could see that, but.
It's, you know, the thing, we used to have that in high school, and what we would do is we'd pull the guy, either we wouldn't have him hit, and we'd slot someone in because you're allowed to, somehow, and he would warm up the half inning, or you pull him from the field prior to that half inning. It's very rare, you don't, because at the end of the day, you just don't want injuries to happen. If you come in cold, it's really risky. Now, I do that in MLB The Show with pitchers because it's a video game.
Well, video games are indeed video games. This seems like a video game because this is a high-scoring game for one team. And like I just said, it will be a two-way player entering the game.
I don't like this coming in cold. I don't like this. It just sits wrong with me. It really does. You were correct, though. I give you credit.
Oh, look at that. It's Stoney. Sean Stoney, the second baseman.
Wow.
Is going to finish off the game.
Oh, you know what? I don't even know if he's a two-way player. I think he can just kind of throw. You think this is just a position player just pitching?
What?
I think it's just to save the arm.
Yeah, just to save the arm, maybe.
That could be the case. He's lobbing it over the plate. He has some speed, though. He threw a couple of, 70-mile-per-hour fastballs in this warm-up. So we'll take a look here. Yeah, he's just lobbing it over the plate. So
yeah.
You almost had it though. I guess maybe he was a two-way player back in the day. Definitely back in the day, because that's some good velo right there for probably high school.
I mean, I don't know.
JV.
He definitely does not pitched in college.
No,
From my
definitely not.
research, he definitely has not pitched in college.
No.
Maybe in like high school, middle school, maybe even some travel ball. I don't know, but
I'll ask you this: you think the ball with less velo, it's easier to hit? Obviously, you think anybody could still clear that fence in left and right field? You think anybody can still clear the fence in left and right field? I know the velo's getting toned down here, but they're going to get meatballs most likely.
On this part of the lineup, the only player that I think could clear the fence with slow velo is Jake Long, because his power has been on full display these past few days.
Well, Chris Holdcraft will bat here with the bases loaded and nobody out. Keep in mind that last run, not that it matters, it was an unearned run. Should have been one out in the inning. And it looks like we're all set to go. I think the umpire is just making sure that this is allowed. You know, there's different rules across every league. You have to be up a certain amount in a certain inning nowadays with the position player. It's interesting. And it looks like we're all set to go here. Holcraft will step into the batter's box facing a position player, Stoney, my apologies, the second baseman, to your credit.
Let's see how this goes. I don't even think the bats will be flying. Let's see if control's an issue first.
First pitch, and a fastball, faster than the pitches he warmed up with, in for a strike, 0-1.
That was definitely something we did not see or even think of seeing, but
the 0-1. That one a little bit slower, off-speed pitch in the dirt. Also could have been a fastball. We'll never know. 1-1. You know, it's funny. When you see position players pitch, sometimes their fastballs, they're slower. They look like curveballs or changeups. Here's the 1-1. Fastball is laced into center field for a base hit. One run is in, and they'll put the brakes, and everybody moves up one, so the Mohawks are now up 8-1. So Chris Holdcraft gets his second hit of the game.
And Holcraft, his first hit came in the top of the second a long time ago. It was an opposite field single. This one right up the middle. And this one for an RBI, too. His first RBI of the season.
Now it's Bray Touchstone, the DH. Mohawks up 8-1. Stoney kicks and fires. Ball popped up. Is it in play? No, it goes foul.
Oh, it hit the lights.
It hit the lights. Did that take out a light? I see one light is not shining out of that rack up there.
You know, I don't think it did because it hit the middle light.
Interesting.
I think that might have just been the case always.
Yeah, there are some out all over the place. Well, now from staring directly into a light, here's the 0-1. The ball skips away.
Ball looks a little blurry now.
Yes. When you shut your eye, well, when I shut my eyes, I can see the little greenish blue indent of the light fried into my head.
That's a bit scientific.
Here's the 1-1. That one's ripped into left field for a base hit. One run is in. Here comes the second run. No, they put the brakes on last second. So Touchstone adds to it, and now it's 9-1, and the Mohawks are 2 runs away from winning the game.
A little Mohawk merry-go-round we are witnessing in the top of the 9th.
I like
Even though not that many runners are advancing, it's just one base at a time. That was a very smart play by the third base coach to hold Ladahoff at third, because Calabrese, based on high school experience, he has an arm.
Some real-life scouting right there. First pitch is in for a strike. I mean, you can look at videos all you want, but you don't really know until you see him in person, and you've seen him a lot in person.
Indeed.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. That one looks like an off-speed pitch. Had a little bit of movement on it. It dipped down, and it's 0-2.
Long looks a little motivated. 2 very solid base hits by Holcraft and Touchstone. And since Long has that power, he just wants a hit. He wants to join in on the party, and I can't blame him.
Here's the pitch in the dirt. 1-2, and you know he could end this game. If he gets a base hit, this game is over. It's 10 runs. So he'll be the walk-off hero.
Or if he gets a walk. it could just keep on
Keep
keeping
on going. Here's the pitch. Ooh, just missed. A pitcher's pitch. Called a ball.
Oh, a nice 2-2 count there for Amsterdam.
So now it's 2-2. Score is 9-1. I just corrected it on our board. Here's the pitch. That's strike 3.
Oh, that was on the edge of the plate. Jake Long not liking that one.
A backwards K, and Jake Long goes back to the dugout. Now Jaden Harriel will look to end it. It's funny saying that, because you would think the game is close if I'm saying that.
Yeah. A bit too high energy for the top of the ninth, and a slim chance of coming back.
Harriel hits one double play ball. They flip to second. They throw to first, not in time, but a really nice play by the first baseman, Hawk, to make sure that ball didn't go to the back wall. And now the Mohawks are one run away from walking it off, and they probably want to do that with 2 outs here. Oh,
And it's going to be Wes Walker.
What do they have to lead by?
They have to lead by 10.
Yeah, they have to lead by 10, right? Oh.
So the mercy rule
Wow.
really doesn't apply. It's just pretty much going to be, yeah.
So
It's
the
just pretty
mercy
much
rule-
a run-a-palooza.
So you're telling me the mercy rule, even if it happened in the 7th inning, the other team still gets a chance to bat in the bottom. Wow. Very interesting. First pitch is high. So now
I think it only works if we're the home team.
Yes, that would. Yep.
Oh, wow. Good to know.
I've gotten word they have had those walk-offs in Amsterdam Mohawks history. Those are the fun walk-offs. Well, they're all fun.
I think
Any
a fun
walk-off's
walk-off would
fun.
be a true walk-off.
That is true. I do agree with you.
I
on
think,
that.
like, if it's a mercy walk-off, it'd be like, oh, yay, let's go home.
Let's go home. Kind of just clap your hands and I guess celebrate a little bit.
Now, the real question is, who will the Mohawks bring out for the bottom of the 9th pitcher? Because this
Game's
story's
out of hand.
pretty much ending.
Yes. Next pitch is in the dirt 2-1. Wes Walker at the plate. So the ball game will not be over if a run scores.
That's news to me. I thought it was the other way
Yeah,
around, but
I really did.
yeah.
I thought it was putting them out of their misery. Oh, well, check back on the runner. Runner's at first and third here with 2 outs. Fielder's choice got it there, so the bases loaded merry-go-round came to a fitting close.
I think it could still be a merry-go-round. We just have to pray for a walk.
It absolutely could be, but it's a 2-2 count, swung on and missed.
Like on a slim chance of happening right now. I will say that.
Yeah. I think Wes Walker wants to park one up by that foul pole.
Yep. That's the motivation for pretty much every batter, though.
Here's the 2-2. Outside, ball 3. So now the runner at first will get the go-ahead start. Runner at first is Bray Touchstone.
Mohawks have had 12 hits today, scored 10 runs.
Pardon me, it's Harriel. Pardon me. Here's the pitch. Inside, and now you do get your merry-go-round.
There's
back.
our merry-go-round.
So it is back in action here. That'll bring up Alex Youngins.
Let's see if Youngins tries to swing. He has a hit today, but his other appearances, no, he does not. Does he go for a walk, try to play the safe way out, get another RBI for his second of the day? Or does he really try to use that bat?
Well, let's see. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. The fastest pitch we've seen so far from Stoney.
I think that was also a strike, too. That was more inside in the zone, but definitely at a good spot. Hard to hit that one.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a high fly ball to left field. Hart comes over to make the catch in left center. He gets there, and that retires the side. We head to the bottom of the 9th. The Mohawks up 10-1. Welcome back where the Mohawks lead it 10-1 in the bottom of the ninth.
We got a new batter, Brandon Honk from St. Thomas University, a pinch hitter.
Absolutely.
Same pitcher for the Mohawks, the longest tenured Mohawk to be exact.
We have a correction. He's been here for 4 years instead of 3.
So he might have played high school, summer after high school, and then after freshman year, sophomore year, and then this is the year after his junior year. This is his first time really touching the mound, which is a surprise to me.
Felice down 0-2 and down 2-0 in the count right now. And I know we have a lot of New Yorkers here, and the Mets did win 4-2.
The real question is, did the Yankees win too? That's where the true New Yorkers are.
That is true. And we'll take a look right now. 3-0 count. They were playing sound effects and probably looked at the scoreboard and realized now's not the best time. Here's the 3-0. That pitch is up and outside. Ball 4. The Yankees play the Dodgers at 10-10 in L.A.
I would say control's an issue for this game, but not really. We just need 3 outs.
Yep.
We can get them either way, and why not let this guy pitch? He had a great last inning.
Well, Felice will try and do it. And now it's Justin Hurd, the third baseman. Felice kicks and fires in there for a strike, 0-1.
I need to ask Sam Felice if he knows some of the broadcasters that were here in years past, because it's been a Syracuse pipeline for 4 years, and that's when Felice was first started on the team.
Well, that pitch is up high 1-1. He has a name. He shares the same name as broadcaster last year, our good friend Sam Fetterman.
And the broadcaster 2 years ago, Sam Reese, who is a Syracuse pipeline.
Here's the pitch. Ball outside 2-1 now. It's getting pretty quiet here. The home side fans have seemingly filed out. Here's the 2-1. In there with a fastball strike. Now 2-2, runner on first, nobody out, bottom 9.
Eerily quiet right now in Little Falls, New York. This drive is going to be something else.
Here's the 2-2. High ball 3. Count full. And here's the sound effects. That one is actually from Citi Field. I recognize that one anywhere.
It's actually from a movie,
really?
I think. They've been using it at Citi Field for a while.
I love it. Here's the 2-2. That one's high.
It's ball 4. That's a walk.
Ball 4. So it is still Nico Soares, no pinch hitter, because this is where you usually empty the bench, and we'll see what happens there later on. But now 2 runners on, nobody out. Sam Felice.
I hope he can finish the game. I'm rooting for the kid.
Here's first pitch down low.
But if control does become a bit of an issue, I kind of see why you got to pull him. Wins are wins. And
wins
this is
wins.
It's a long season. I wouldn't say a long season, but you got to get a lot of wins to be in the front.
Next pitch, cut on and miss, strike 1.
There he went to the off-speed, his first off-speed usage of this inning. And that left him fooling. Cerise having a good game behind the plate.
Felice kicks and fires. That ball is up and outside 2-1.
It looks like runners aren't really taking that big of a lead, and Cade Ladahoff is not even holding on to the bag.
No need. Here's the pitch. Popped up to center field. Looks like the runner's going to tag. Felipe.
No, he's not even going to tag at all.
You heard somebody scream tagging from the dugout. Might have been a bait.
I think that was just like to be in position if the runner was going to tag or not. Felipe made a great play on the ball, like the runner was going to advance from second to third. However, I think it was too close. Felipe caught the ball like mid-center field, and I think if he threw a strike, the runner would have been out. So that was a smart play by the Diamond Dogs.
I agree with you. And it should be Sean Stoney up, the pitcher. Yeah, you heard me. The pitcher. First pitch is in there for a strike.
The pitcher and second baseman.
Mostly second base.
Mostly second baseman. He played 8 out of the 9 innings of today's game at second base.
And he went on the mound.
Then he went on the mound.
Here's the 0-1. Really good pitch, but it just missed. Really good job by Sean Stoney to not chase. So now it's a 1-1 count with 1 out, runners at first and second.
And look who we have up next, the guy who's gotten on all 5 times, Calabrese.
Next pitch is high, not outside. 2-1. And time is called by the umpire. Oh, he just wants to,
I think it's about the ball.
Yeah, I don't think he likes that ball. Must have been scuffed up too much and didn't like it.
Smart play by Felice. I wouldn't even say that's a play. You kind of have to get a clean baseball to pitch out of, or else it kind of maneuvers your grip a little bit. And that's how the control becomes an issue again.
Yep. Here's the 2-1. Felice. That one's fouled off the foot.
I think that was behind the plate. 2-2 though.
Nonetheless, it's a foul ball. You see the Mets game where they awarded the run to the Dodgers when they fouled it off. He fouled it off his shin and nobody picked it up. None of the umpires picked it up, and the Dodgers got a run.
No, because I don't watch every Mets game.
It was not reviewable.
Honest, I don't really have that much time as a Syracuse student to watch that much sports, believe it or not.
Here's the 2-2.
I think that could have hit the outside corner, but I think that was also a bit too high. Full count for Stoney.
Here's the 3-2 with 1 out, runners at first and second. Felice calls time. The pitch clock will reset, obviously, because we have that here. Here's the 3-2. Popped up to right field. That's going to fall. Is it fair? Yes, it is. 1 run is going to score. Here comes the throw to the cutoff, and that'll do it for that. Just a run. Runners at first and third with 1 out.
That was actually 2 runs that scored off the bloop single by Stoney.
Yes.
Yeah. So the score's now 10-3, still in favor of the Mohawks.
Yeah, only 1 run scored.
Actually, it might have, yeah, because the runners were on first and second. So, yeah, only 1 run scored. Yeah, but a runner did advance from first to third. 10-2, my apologies.
Well, makes a really big difference, apparently, to this fan. No, I'm kidding. That's a strike. Makes they couldn't get the score right for half of the inning. Oh.
Solid reminder. This guy's giving us pointers. He should be on the broadcast over me.
Pitch is up. Yeah, this is where we miss our producer, Nikki.
We only have him for home games. Same with the rest of the crew. Brady, I think we're the only interns here.
Yeah, I think you're right. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a high fly ball to left center field. Back at the track. It is caught by Long. The runner will tag. And a deep fly out by Calabrese. That ball would have easily left Amsterdam.
That ball would have been definitely over the Mohawk monster, maybe even in left center field where there's not as much fence room. That was a barrel and a half by Calabrese.
Yeah, so call it a sac fly, and now it's Edwin Sanchez as the Diamond Dogs are down to their final out. Here's the pitch. It's high. 1-0.
Eddie Sanchez made that error earlier in the game in right field. That costed Mohawk Valley a run.
10:05 Eastern time. Game started at 6:35. Next pitch in the dirt, 2-0. It's been a long game. It's been a really long game. We've been here for a while.
It's really been a long night. Definitely need to make a pit stop at Stewart's or something. Whatever, Stewart's on the way back.
No, you're right, Stewart's. Time of the game officially 3:35. Runner goes, and they're just going to let him go on defensive indifferences there. Nobody's even going to try.
I don't think a throw is even required there. Don't let the ball get past second base. Then another run would score. Then the bases would be empty, but a run would have scored. So, just end the game here.
So defensive indifferences on that. And now it's a 2-1. Felice kicks and fires. It's a strike, and now the Diamond Dogs are down to their final strike. Amsterdam crowd that's made the trip 45 minutes away, applaud. Felice, the 2-2. In the air to center field. Coming on over is Felipe. He makes the catch. Turn that M upside down and make it a W. Mohawks win. 10-3 your final.
Oh, a statement win for the Mohawks. Their second win of the year. Almost a blowout. Hope we can get more of those on ABN.
Absolutely. For my broadcast partner from Syracuse, Leo Schaefer, I'm Matt Becker from Penn State. We hope you enjoy listening to our radio broadcast, and don't go anywhere. We have firework night tomorrow against the Saugerties, live at 6:35.